I forgot to bring my sunglasses, and the sun's going to come over the sundaes and get at my eyes.
Your heart. High blood pressure is serious.
It's going to hurt my eyes.
That's going to be a nice sight.
Oh, it's
You're
going to hurt my
wrong.
ojos.
I can.
All right, 15. Here we go.
K240BL Albuquerque is 95.9 FM, 610 KNML Albuquerque, the sports animal.
Arms extended. There's the shotgun snap. He drops back three. Cox is right on. There's a long line drive down the far sideline. It's a one-handed catch down the sideline, but maybe out of bounds. No, caught by Beckham at the 4. Oh my goodness, what a one-handed lunging grab down the far sideline. It's good for 33. It's first and goal, the Browns.
And they take a gigantic sigh in Cleveland, Ohio. That was courtesy of Westwood One. Kevin Harlan, 23-3. Cleveland over the Jets last night on Monday Night Football. What's up, boys and girls? Happy Tuesday to you, and welcome to our day. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta, J.J. Buck, and ProView Networks. Look where we are, live at Dreamstyle Stadium. And Hoser back at Radio Ranch. How was it getting in today, by the way?
Well, other than the fact that I got tackled, patted down, and my body got violated in ways I didn't. No, just kidding. No, it was fine. It was fine. It's like a ghost town down here. You know, I parked up, next to the highway, got shuttled in. So
shuttle,
great.
Like a shuttle.
Yeah, we had a little shuttle. So
Ooh,
Jasmine was, I was the last one in, but.
Really?
But yeah, the earlier guys, like I think Bob Clark and all those guys got shuttled in earlier. So we all parked at the same area.
All right.
So it was nice, a little VIP treatment.
All right, well, that's good. We are live at Dreamstyle Stadium, and kudos to Josh and Alden for getting this. We made them work today. Setting up, we are still on ProView. Just because we went mobile doesn't mean we're not on the television.
This would be a great view if we were actually calling a game and then have the announcer reaction going on.
It would be. It would be.
Pretty good. Might have a future idea.
You know, have you watched the putting? Holy moly! I feel like Joe Tessitore and Riggle. That's what I'm just looking at the screen right there. That's kind of what I feel like right now. All right, lots to do for you today, and we are open for business on the telephones as well, 246-0610 or 888-922-0610. That's how you can get in today. Emails come in, Jeff at 610knml.com or JJ at 610knml.com. You can find us on the Twitter. It's _JJ Buck. On the Facebook, the OD in the AM, and, of course, ProView Networks Channel 26. And their social media, you can watch the show. 8 o'clock this morning, Doug Martin is due to be with us. He is New Mexico State's football coach, as the Aggies will be here on Saturday for the rivalry of enchantment, part whatever it is, 100 and something, against the Lobos. So we'll have New Mexico State's coach, Doug Martin, at 8 o'clock. At 9 o'clock, right here in studio, in our booth, Bob Davies due to be with us. The Lobo head coach, who did not coach last week because of the medical incident which he endured. He will be with us, and we'll get to catch up with Bob. It'll be good to see him. And then at 9:30, Dave Williams is going to be with us. He's the deputy athletic director here at UNM. Get you ideas on options, on tickets, and everything you need to know as far as getting out here to enjoy a beautiful Saturday afternoon at Dreamstyle Stadium. So a ton of content for you today. I always like Rival Week, JJ. I just, no matter where the records are, and we understand what happened in the last couple of weeks to both of these teams, but I always enjoy Rivalry Week as we get set in this state to get something going that people seem to care about when it comes to football.
Absolutely. It's a game that it's going to pop. As you said, the records, it doesn't matter, and that's what you want in a rivalry game. But this is such an impactful game for both teams. For the Lobos to go to 2-1, start their stretch of games that they are very manageable at the front part of their schedule. And then for New Mexico State, it's can they get one on the board? Because their schedule doesn't necessarily ease up. You still have that trip down the line to Ole Miss, but then you got opportunities, Liberty, Central Michigan, Georgia Southern, Incarnate Word, UTEP. So this is a huge game for them as well, because starting off 0-3, you go to 0-4, and then your percentage just starts shrinking, because right now what's the goal for both these teams? It's can we get to 6, and if we can, 7, who knows? Yeah. But it's 6 wins right now for both these teams.
I think both of them view their path as this game being a big one.
This has to be a win, and that's what we were discussing before the season started is both teams, if they feel they were going to get better, they feel they could win 6 games, both had to have this circled as a win.
So if you want to get in on that, feel free at 505-246-0610 or 888-922-0610. Your emails, again, at jeff@610knml.com. All right, what did you watch last night? Because that was a rough Monday Night Football game, and I guess it really depends on where you're coming from. If you're a Browns fan, you probably feel – I don't know if you feel great, but you feel relieved. But you beat up on a team that is offensively – handicapped.
Challenge. You knew it was going to be a struggle with Trevor Siemian, and then it got even worse when Luke Falk, who they signed on Saturday to the active roster, came into that contest, and you just saw it. There was nowhere for that Jets offense to go. Late in the game, he played a couple passes to Robbie Anderson, but other than Le'Veon Bell having a few moments, that Cleveland Browns defense stepped up, and they played to the level we expected. I'm concerned with that Browns passing game. Outside of Odell Beckham Jr. and those two monster plays, Baker Mayfield hasn't been efficient, and it's just not quite clicking. But it's early on. They still have two huge playmakers on the outside. I thought Nick Chubb was good early, but you credit the Jets defense because they played their backsides off, knowing that they had nothing offensively. But that Browns passing game is concerning.
So you got a couple of teams, and two teams in the AFC East.
JJ, turn up your volume.
That I don't know how they're going to figure this out. I think you've got two really, really bad teams, at least for a while, in the AFC East. I think the Dolphins, and they traded Minkah Fitzpatrick yesterday for first-round pick to the Steelers, and certainly I want to get into that, are in trouble. And I don't know how the Jets win a game looking like they did. Now Luke Falk will have a week of preparation, but Luke Falk has bounced around and was signed, to your point, to the practice squad and activated off the practice squad this week because Sam Darnold has mono. It looks like Trevor Siemian is out, right? They're going to have an MRI on him today. I don't know how you win with Luke Falk, but to that point, 2 weeks in the year of the backup quarterback already, how many Gardner Minshews are there? What will Mason Rudolph look like? Like honestly, 2 weeks in, there's been some dramatic turns. What do you do if you're the Jets? I mean, you just find another body?
And you
Davis Webb?
Await the results. Trevor Siemian, we all thought initially, I thought it was that's a broken ankle, that's a dislocated ankle, but somehow he was walking off the field. So I guess you can keep your fingers crossed, maybe get him back in a couple of weeks, but that also could then be when Sam Darnold comes back. But whether it's 4 or 5 weeks, that changes the entire season for the Jets because you're not going to get by on a third-string quarterback at that point in time with what they have. And then for these other squads, Gardner Minshew had his moments. It's going to come back when there's more film on him now. And you look at how tight that game was against the Texans over the weekend. It was a disaster for NFL quarterbacks and a lot of fan bases this weekend.
Drew Brees out. Nick Foles out. Sam Darnold out. Ben Roethlisberger out. Dolphins never really had anybody to begin with, Frank. Sorry. And here we are. This is going to be a battle of attrition, and it's weird injuries, right? It's not. This is not one where you can say let's protect the quarterback anymore. If you look at the Brees injury, it was a thumb following through. Ben's was a non-contact injury, right? Sam Darnold got the kissing disease. This isn't about protecting the quarterback anymore, is it?
No, the things that happened were just in the course of play or out of your control. And there's no rules you can change. There's nothing that's going to make it safer when you just have a situation where everything hit. The first domino of the fall was Andrew Luck, caught everyone off guard, and you start playing the games, and they start going down. And that is also why, to your point, it's not injuries you can prevent, but why so many more teams and players are waiting till the regular season to play. Because if it's going to happen, might as well happen in regular season.
Luke Falk's numbers, 20-25, not horrible for 198 yards. He was sacked twice. A quarterback rating of 38.2, which is not very good. And in fact, it's probably the opposite of very good. Le'Veon Bell, 21 carries for 68 yards, but he can't do everything. And in fact, he's going to have to do everything at this point. Other side, Odell had a big day at the chunk play in the third quarter. 6 for 161 and the big long touchdown. I don't think the Jets defense is horrible.
It wasn't, and they played well. And you look at the Browns getting the 89-yard touchdown from OBJ, which blew that game open in the second half. But I go back to the passing game. Baker Mayfield, that's 2 weeks where he hasn't looked good.
Yep.
Yes, the hype was always going to be more than the reality early in the season for that Browns team. But that passing game does have a lot of work to do.
And they get the Rams next week, right?
He's got a ways to go. Yeah. The upcoming schedule for the Cleveland Browns. Sunday Night Football, the Rams next week. Then they're at Baltimore, at San Francisco, host Seattle, at New England.
Wow.
Big time.
He's going to have to get better. And he's going to have to get better really quickly. All right, 246-0610. Come on in, 888-922-0610. We'll get around the NFL when we come back. There was some other movement in the league yesterday, so we'll get into that. We're at Dreamstyle Stadium today. Jeff Symbieta, J.J. Buck still on the ProView. Alden producing on the ProView networks. Hoser back at Radio Ranch. Hoser, we got stuff to give away as well?
We do. We have Leonard Skinner tickets for the 22nd of this month.
All right, we'll do that coming up at 8:39 this morning. 8:39 this morning. We'll give away those 2 tickets to go see Leonard Skinner. It's the opening drive, Jeff, JJ, Hoser, Alden. Frank's let us in the door, and he's doing work as well. On the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
What is glamour? Frailty. What is desire? Diamonds. They say a life lived without passion is hardly worth living.
Ma'am? Ma'am? Ma'am?
Dang, this one made me feel all special.
To win the race, I can't even explain how, in fact, I'm getting goosebumps right now talking about it. No matter where you go, you're an Indy 500 winner. The only way to be successful in racing is to stay on top of the technical edge, and we've done that with our dealership. So a lot of technology in our service department and sales processes, everything is the very latest. That gives you an edge. That's being competitive in the car business. You can take it any way you want, but that's the truth.
Car Crafters, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Are you sure we're supposed to be doing this?
Don't worry, I've watched him do it 1,000 times. Come on, what's the worst that can happen?
No! Bad dog!
Hi, welcome to Car Crafters. What happened? Don't worry, we'll make it like it never happened.
Car Crafters, it's like it never happened.
Dreamstyle Remodeling has been wowing homeowners in New Mexico since 1989. Selected as Best Custom Home Remodeler for 3 consecutive years by readers of the Albuquerque Journal, we're also your exclusive provider for top home improvement brands like Renewal by Anderson, Four Seasons, Blaze King, and many others. Founded and headquartered in Albuquerque, Dreamstyle Remodeling is family-owned and now employs more than 500 people across the southwestern U.S. In fact, we've helped more than 60,000 homeowners improve their home in New Mexico, Arizona, California, Idaho, and West Texas. We're committed to providing a superior customer experience. We've earned 4.6 stars with hundreds of online reviews and have an A+ with the BBB. Dreamstyle Remodeling is a proud supporter of UNM Athletics. Visit our beautiful 10,000 square foot showroom at 1460 Renaissance Boulevard across from Sam's Club or DreamStyleRemodeling.com to make your home remodeling dreams come true.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Sports Network. Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Folks, there's no other way but to be all in. Either he's Lord of all or he is not Lord at all. And you can experience the real and authentic, true life change that only God can provide to humanity. See, when we truly encounter Jesus and purpose to know him and follow his teachings, #life change will occur.
Practice in front of us, huh?
Practice.
I guess because of the rain, they may not go out on the practice field. There's the grass fields. Looks like they're setting up to practice here in stadium, so you may get entertained.
Time to do work.
Time to do some work. Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck, want to hear from you this morning. 2460610, Brown fan. We're missing Brown fan today.
Oh, Hot Take Dougie.
Where's Hot Take?
He's probably screaming down the halls. Where is everybody?
I know, no kidding. Have you seen Hot Take Dougie yet, Hoser?
Yeah, he's still around.
How's he feeling?
He looks like he's got a little jump on his steps.
Got
I think
a brown
he's feeling
jersey
good.
on? Did he wear his
No, he didn't wear it today. So I don't know if that means anything.
He wore his lucky Baker Mayfield jersey yesterday.
Yes, yesterday.
Yeah.
Actually, it was Johnny Manziel.
Oh, was that
Yeah.
John? That's right. It was number 2.
Yeah, it was
what
like.
Baker wear? When I watched it all last night, what did he wear?
6?
Maybe. I watched the whole thing last night. Well, it was up on the TV last night. All right, other stuff last night. Steelers get Minkah Fitzpatrick from the Dolphins. He was the disgruntled star defensive back that they played in a lot of positions. It was one of those guys requested to get out. First-round pick in the 2020 draft, according to Adam Scheffler. So the Dolphins also get the Steelers' 5th-round pick in 2020, a 6th-rounder in 2021. And in turn, the Steelers get Miami's 4th-round pick in 2020. It's just a bunch of swaps picked. Bottom line is a 1 for Minkah. That means they grade Minkah Fitzpatrick better than anybody that they perceive that they would be in position to get. So what this tells me is, A, the Steelers with Mason Rudolph certainly are not tanking this season. They think that they can win with Mason Rudolph. And obviously they love Minkah Fitzpatrick. Look, Minkah Fitzpatrick is very, very good.
Lenny line 1.
I don't know that I would have traded a 1,
Or on the line.
especially where I'm sitting with the Steelers, where it could be a really high number 1 for Minkah Fitzpatrick.
I don't like this deal at all for Pittsburgh. You can be confident in yourself. You're going forward with Mason Rudolph. You believe, all right, we're going to compete, yada, yada, yada. But this is potentially going to be top 10 pick.
And they don't want to believe that.
And they don't want to believe that.
No.
But Big Ben's 37. We don't know what the elbow surgery exactly requires. Is that Tommy John surgery? If so, even with his contract extension that he signed, coming back, when's he going to be healthy? How much rehab is he want to do at this point in time? For the Pittsburgh Steelers to potentially give up on a pick like that for a safety, which doesn't help you on the side of the football that you have the biggest question mark now, which is your offense because of Mason Rudolph, losing Le'Veon Bell, losing Antonio Brown. Those things don't look as good now because they said we don't need him. We don't need those attitudes.
We got
fine. We all see the Antonio Brown situation and understand how crazy that is. But James Conner hasn't lit the world on fire.
Nope.
Le'Veon Bell, there was nothing else but him, and he was productive last night in that Jets offense. So I don't like this deal at all for the Steelers.
I think the other thing that really screams at you is they believe that if Ben isn't coming back, and I think they believe he's coming back, that they're good with Mason Rudolph. I think they believe that Mason Rudolph is their guy for the future. Now, we're going to find out over the next 14 games, but I believe that because in a quarterback-rich draft, which next year's will be, there are going to be for team, and we just talked about the old guard yesterday, right? We talked about the Phillip Rivers and the Tom Brady's and the Drew Brees and the Ben Roethlisbergers. There's going to be opportunities, it would seem, for franchise quarterbacks to be drafted. So that tells me, A, they believe they're going to win this season, and B, Mason Rudolph's their guy.
And I'm fine with that belief, but I don't like giving up first-round pick for Fitzpatrick. He's a good football player. Everyone will point out the safety from Alabama that he's under control for a few more years under his rookie contract. That he's not even
dead
eligible
money. They don't have
for
to pay the upfront money.
You don't even have to extend him until 21 because you can't up until that point in time. So it's a good player under control for that defense. I just don't think it makes them a better football team with the questions that are surrounding that offense to potentially give up a high pick at this point in time for a player that doesn't help you where your biggest need is, and that's figuring out how to score.
Agree with you. Lenny, you're on the Quan's Auto Care Hotline. Good morning, Lenny. How you living?
Good morning. Couldn't really agree with you guys more. That was a trade out of desperation.
Seems that
Just
way.
Statistically, the Steelers have a 30% chance of a top 5 draft pick in next year's draft.
Because of where they
So
are now
let's
at
say
0-2, yeah.
let's say they don't, Mason Rudolph doesn't pan out. If they end up in a top 5 draft pick, they end up with one of those top 4 quarterbacks.
If they want,
because now Jalen Hurts is now back in the Heisman conversation and has worked his way into that quarterback conversation in Oklahoma.
And I think a lot of his draft stock is going to be tied to Kyler
Plus, basically swap a 4th and a 6th pick for a 5th and a 7th pick for a slot cornerback for this season. Does what? Nothing.
Well,
you should just play through the season, roll the dice. He's not going to win you any games, and keep your number 1 pick. So now the Dolphins have 3 good picks for next year.
Yeah.
So far,
and they're stockpiling.
And then, and they're not done with their fire sale.
Right.
In fact, I think next week they're setting up a tent sale, and they're just going to parade the players by, and people are just going to have bid cards.
You want that guy right there? He's kind of cute.
Yeah.
You know, and then getting into last night's game is as abysmal as the Jets look. At this point, I just hope they tank. Le'Veon Bell crying on the sideline. I can't. I have to feel sorry for him. I guess he didn't know what he was getting into.
How could he?
He can't. And they just don't have anyone else around him right now.
You'll have Davis Webb and Luke Falk next week. Right? I think that's where you're going. Where else are they going to go? That's he's on their practice squad. If Trevor Simeon's out, you've got to have at least 2 active quarterbacks, don't you?
Yeah. I keep saying somebody has to take a flyer at Kaepernick sooner or later. These guys, none of them, I'm sorry, are better than Kaepernick coming off the street.
We're watching some marginal quarterback play at best.
It's terrible. And Cleveland is, the one-handed grab by Beckham. That was his normal stuff. The 89-yard run, his biggest at the Meadowlands, but they got a brutal schedule coming up.
Yep.
And they may not win any of those games because beating the Jets is nice, but
so you know how we always have a bunch of teams in the middle, right? We have a bunch of teams. I think this year the separation is going to be so great between. There's going to be some really good teams, and I think there's going to be a bunch of bad football teams. The Jets.
Well, everyone bought it, including myself, into the hype of the Browns with the off-season moves they made, how good they were going to look.
Let's give it a couple weeks on them, right? They looked horrible. They won a game.
But now it comes down to coaching and getting the players to play.
Yep.
And their offensive line is going to get destroyed in the next 4 weeks.
They're going to get.
And that's when the frustration set is going to kick in, and that's where coaching is going to kick in to see if Beckham and Jarvis Landry, who's not being utilized at all, start getting frustrated with the play calling and everything else. Because Baker Mayfield has no problem calling his coaches out.
Well, and then how are they going to incorporate Kareem Hunt into this mix when he comes back? They've got, look, there's so many personalities and dynamics there. And with all the expectations, they're not they're expecting to win the division. And at this point, Baltimore is the best team in that division, right? But
Baltimore's going to win the division, and unless Lamar Jackson gets hurt, and I really hope he doesn't, he's going to be in the MVP conversation, and they're probably going to win 10 or 11 games easy because their defense is also very good.
Terrific.
Besides having the offense.
Yep.
And the way Lamar Jackson looks this year, with now that people know he can actually really throw the ball, they can't isolate on him just running the ball. Now they don't know what to do.
Yep. No,
because now he truly is throwing.
Yep. Oh, that's right. All right, man. It's good to hear you today. Enjoy
Thanks.
a beautiful Tuesday. Is it Tuesday?
It's my day in the morning. I'm gonna, I've washed my Donald jersey, and it's just sitting somewhere in a corner right now.
Hold it out. In 6 weeks, you can bring it back when he's mono-free, or 4 weeks, or whatever it is. I didn't realize, by the way, it takes that long to get rid of mono.
It's pretty heavy.
So you know what I learned yesterday? So the mono deal. So you know why you're lethargic and everything, but I guess your spleen is swollen, right? This is what I learned yesterday. And so one of the biggest fears of going back and playing football before you're fully cured from the mono is that you can get a ruptured spleen much easier, and you can die. And I mean, the fear is they prefer not to throw Sam Darnold out there and have him die.
I'd rather joke about mono than be like, "Oh, we just killed our quarterback."
Oh, jeez, we brought him back too quick because we didn't want to go with Luke Falk and Davis Webb, and so we killed our quarterback because he had a ruptured spleen. Yeah, that would be a problem. I really see a separation. Now there'll be teams right at that cut line, right? But I think there's a lot of teams that have a potential of being really not very good. And we're 2 weeks in, and how many quarterbacks have dropped? 5? Roethlisberger, Darnold, Breeze, Foles. Did I miss one?
Well, and then I think you have to put Andrew Luck even with
and
retirement
Luck.
in there.
Yes. We're 2 weeks in, and 5 quarterbacks, big name quarterbacks, have dropped. Foles is a big name quarterback because he's a Super Bowl MVP.
Yeah. I don't think we're going to have that many bad teams. Right now, there's 9 teams that are 2-0. I think there's going to be a lot of purgatory teams.
So you do.
But I don't necessarily think there's going to be a ton of bottom feeders.
Wow. I look at the Jets. I look at the
Jets
Dolphins.
and Dolphins.
And I don't think Tampa Bay is going to be very good. I know they won last week.
Yeah, that's probably like a 6-win team.
And Carolina's borderlining it, right?
7 wins. So
you think those two teams are 6-7 win teams?
6-7 wins probably in there.
Wow, I just don't see where Carolina's getting 7 wins with that quarterback play. And I think Tampa Bay is going to be in that
their
same
last
boat.
10 games, they are 1-9. The Carolina Panthers. 7 of those are 1-score losses. So if they turn it around, then you're looking at one of those 7-8 win teams.
All right. Kirtland Federal Credit Union's mortgage services team has more than 115 years of combined experience, and now they're close to home. Come see the whole team at the Kirtland Federal Credit Union Home Loan Center, centrally located on the northeast corner of Jefferson and Osuna. No matter where you are in Albuquerque, the Home Loan Center is close by. No need to drive across town. No need to send mortgage payments out of state, since Kirtland Federal Credit Union is always local. Every step of the mortgage process happens right here at the Home Loan Center in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Go see them at 6700 Jefferson, Suite D1. That's right there, northeast corner of Jefferson and Osuna, right in the heart of town. Learn more about Kirtland Federal Credit Union's great mortgage services at kirtlandfcu.org/home loan. kirtlandfcu.org/home loan. Kirtland Federal Credit Union, they are more than military. They are for life. Kirtland Federal Credit Union is an equal housing lender federally insured by the NCUA.
Closed heading to the Kirtland Air Force Base. Truman Gate is backed up. So once again, the Carlisle Gate is closed if you need to get into the Air Force Base. The Truman Gate is open, but it is heavy with traffic right now. If you see an accident, make sure and call us on the Traffic Tracker hotline at 767-9167, brought to you by American Home Furniture Outlet and Clearance Center at I-25 and Comanche. I'm Josue with Sports Animal Traffic.
Hey, it's Michael Carlisle.
And Mike Trujillo.
We are the Sports Bar. We're Albuquerque's #1 afternoon sports talk show.
Talk sports with us every afternoon, Monday through Friday.
Listen to the Sports Bar weekdays at 3 o'clock or right here on 95.9 FM at AM 610. The Sports Animal.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/score. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And now you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/score. That's ZipRecruiter.com/score. ZipRecruiter.com/score.
Leonard Tire and Automotive has helped with Cooper Tires, installation, repairs. You should really think about trusting your tire and automotive repair jobs with them. Leonard Tire Automotive been a family-run business. And one of the things I like about them, there's never been a hassle with them ever. Leonard Tire and Automotive is also car care. Change your oil almost quick as the quick stops can. They do engine repair, tune-ups, just about anything you need done on your vehicle. Stop by and see old Travis or Don Leonard today at Leonard Tire and Automotive. They're good folks, they really are. Second in Lomas or Eubank and Manal.
What do you get when you blend the rich and creamy vanilla milkshake from Blake's Lotaburger with mint Oreos? A masterpiece. Come by your local Blake's Lotaburger. You're mint to try it. The new mint Oreo milkshake blending at your local Blake's Lotaburger.
The 2019 Ford F-150 is... Wait, what's the word? How would you describe something that has a body made out of high-strength, military-grade aluminum alloy? Something with best-in-class torque and payload that can tow up to 13,200 pounds. And something with the smarts to know that even after being able to do all of that, you can always use a little help from available Pro Trailer Backup Assist. Oh, that's right. I remember the word. It's tough. The 2019 Ford F-150. Built Ford tough.
Max towing is achieved on F-150 XL Super Crew, 6.5-foot box, 3.5-liter EcoBoost 4x2 and Max trailer tow package. Max payload is achieved on F-150 XL regular cab, 8-foot box, 5-liter 4x2 and heavy-duty payload package. Class is full-size pickups under 8,500 pounds, GVWR. Max towing varies based on cargo, vehicle configuration, accessories, and number of passengers. Max payload varies based on accessories and vehicle configuration. See label on door jamb for carrying capacity of a specific vehicle. Towing and payload are independent attributes and may not be achieved simultaneously.
My digestive system used to make me feel sluggish. Now I feel great. That's because
Last spot, 30 seconds.
Metamucil 2-week challenge, and I'm still hooked. I just took Metamucil every day for 14 days. It's really that easy. Metamucil traps and removes the waste that weighs you down, so you feel lighter and more energetic. Now I never want to go back to that heavy feeling. Are you ready for the Metamucil 2-week challenge? For a coupon and daily support, sign up at Metamucil.com today. Available at Walmart and Walmart.com.
The Dan Patrick Show, today at 1:90.
Here we go.
9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal.
Lobos and Aggies this week at Dreamstyle Stadium. You can listen to it over on News Radio KKOB. We're here a little early.
From right here.
Right here.
This booth.
This booth. You're in Dontrell's seat?
I am.
He doesn't use it.
Well,
he stands during the game.
Yeah, this is Dontrell's
No,
area.
Dontrell's over there. You're in Carlisle's seat.
Carlisle.
Yeah, that's why there's only a couple seats in here.
And then the voice. Jeff
The voice.
today.
Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck. We're live at Dreamstyle Stadium on the opening drive. 246-0610 is how you can get in today. 888-922-0610. Your emails, Jeff at 610knml.com or JJ at 610knml.com. And we are still on the
We're on the ProView. Doing work.
Alden and Josh getting up this morning and moving us out here. I tried to reward them with burritos.
You did. Thank you very much.
Yeah. All right. Is that all right? You never know. There's a couple.
Yeah, he's
he's done. Yeah, some 2s, some 9s. You went with the 9, right, over there? Yeah, that's a good option. You went with the 9 also.
We did.
It's a good option.
Sounded good this morning.
It's a good hoser. I brought burritos. He's gone. He's just like,
I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, he's like, I had to walk in from the freeway.
Yeah, you get tackled.
And, you know, hey, there's a bit of a event last night in downtown this morning, so we're like, why don't we hang out at Dreamstyle Stadium? They're like, sure.
Yep. Did you wake up the president yet?
Not yet, but things are starting to move, so I'm thinking he's maybe having breakfast right now.
Yeah, he's across the street, isn't he?
He sure is.
Yeah, you got the sleepies going?
No, I think he's probably. Man, I don't. That's a tough job. I wouldn't want that job because he was up late last night and having to get up.
That's the only job I've ever
early.
heard you say you wouldn't want.
Yeah, that's probably one.
Yes, first time Hoser said no.
I wouldn't want that. You don't want to be president of the United States?
I know. That's a tough one.
That's probably fair. That's probably fair. Why wouldn't you want it?
Me?
Yeah.
Man, I think the schedule just seems grueling. It's like go, 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 like every day.
You know, it's funny. We were sitting in the office yesterday. We were watching. The president was speaking in the Oval Office, and I look at the watch. I'm like, dude, he's due. Like they were saying he was going to be here at 5:50.
Yeah.
I know Air Force One hauls.
It moves, man.
But like, shouldn't he be on the plane
They
by now?
get out the way for Air Force One.
Yeah. It was like we're watching him live at the White House, talking to the media there. We're shutting down our town already, and he's still sitting in the Oval Office.
Hello.
I know. If you were out at the rally last night, by the way, I'd love to hear what the feel was out there, and was it as bad traffic-wise? I know Frank said he lives out that way. He said it was pretty tight out there, huh? Schools were closed. Addie was telling me one of her friends that lives out near there left school early yesterday so she could get home before they closed the streets. So if you were out there, and you know, I'd love to get a first-hand account on it. 246-0610. Sun's coming up over the Sandias, and it's now risen over that layer of clouds. It's going to shine straight into your eyes. And I guess we can lower the blinds a little bit.
Is there going to be a glare off your shiny head there?
I absolutely, dude. It is. It's super bright, but it's a beautiful sunrise here in the Boracay this morning. All right. If you want to get in on last night, you can. Again, and you feel the heat, the difference in the heat. Ben Roethlisberger out for the year. Mason Rudolph, you can get into.
Wow, it is getting bright. I'm looking at you guys.
You see that? I know, huh? It's like, dang. Yeah. Oh, there's look at Alden here. Take that tight shot.
And just like that.
And
where are my glasses?
Mis ojos me caro. Sí.
Mi caro.
And the coche caro.
No, you're right. Either one. Either one is
either
fine.
one is
I think.
for you.
Somebody's going to call him and be like, what do you mean?
Don't tell him that. He's not allowed to say that. All right. What do you see on Saturday? So as we get ready, we're going to talk to Doug Martin at 8 o'clock. Bob Davies going to be here at 9 o'clock. What do you see Saturday? And you and I have both said probably since April or whenever the schedules came out, we're not going to know much about either one of these teams until
this Saturday.
I don't know, this Saturday when they come in here till the 21st. But what do you see? I don't know how much of the Aggies you saw. Aggies really struggled against, I think, a good San Diego State defense. San Diego State defense has given up 24 points in 3 games. Do you expect, like, if I put the over-under at 60, and I haven't looked at it, if I put it at 67.5, which way would you go? Is that about a good number for you to think about it?
Yeah. I think this is 35-28.
That's right in that range, right?
Yeah. I think there's going to be points scored, and I believe that's the way both these teams are looking at it. It's finally a chance for their offenses to get going. And then I bet they're feeling the same way about the defense, looking at areas to attack. Because it's so hard to judge. Lobos coming out of Notre Dame. And then New Mexico State with that schedule. I'm high on this San Diego State football team. That's a tough opponent. Yeah. And I know Doug Martin is frustrated, and rightfully so when you look at the turnovers and the production that just wasn't there from his offense. But that doesn't surprise me with how they played against San Diego State. So I think really this game is both teams excited about both sides of the football getting going. But I think specifically for both offenses, they feel that they're finally going to be able to at least show what they believe they can be this season.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I'm looking forward to talking to Doug about that specifically because he was so frustrated with his why can't I close these damn
It's
blinds?
Because it's hooked in the blinds.
Is that why?
Midway through. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll figure this thing
Fun
out
radio.
later. All right. I think he's so frustrated with his offense and how he's going to figure out how to get them moving a little bit. They did move in the second half. Mm-hmm. They did move a little bit in the second half, and I'm wondering, really looking forward to talking to him to see does he feel like they figured something out in the second half that is going to help them moving forward. Oh, look at that. Look at my face up there now.
Yeah, you're good. I got to.
Yeah, sorry, Alden, for you, but that makes my life way better.
I'll take one for the team.
It's
right
bad
now.
TV. Here, let's get yours now.
My face, and that's the coaches. It's the honesty of it where he'll be like, yeah, we started moving the football, but was San Diego State back on their heels just a little bit, getting comfortable.
I was asked that during the third quarter when we were sitting there watching it, and as I watched their defense, first of all, they certainly didn't pull any starters. Did they stop coming as much? I don't know that they did. They were comfortable. They had a good lead, but I don't know that they completely overhauled what they did. But we'll talk with Doug about that, and he'll let us know. But to your point, I think both offenses probably. Well, I don't know. I almost said the Lobos more than the Aggies, and because they had the Sam Houston game, we've seen more out of the Lobo offense.
But there's still tons of question marks because coming in, Bryant Hughes, a shoulder injury. I don't know where that puts him. I don't think he's in contention to start this game. So then you have the question this week, Sharon Jones versus Tabaka Tuioti. You know, talking with Saga Tuitele on Monday, the acting coach, he's like, yes, Sharon has to be better, but those first 2 interceptions you can't quite put on him. But then you look at like the last 8 games for Sharon Jones, and he's throwing 8 interceptions. And you know, at some point you got to start taking into account those turnovers. So still tons of questions even going into Game 3 for New Mexico.
All right, 246-0610, 888-922-0610. Again, your guest list today, Doug Martin's going to be with us at 8 o'clock, New Mexico State's head football coach. 9 o'clock, we're expecting Bob Davey to stop by here in studio or in our booth here at Dream Style, our mobile studio. We'll talk with Bob coming up at 9 o'clock. And then 9:30, Dave Williams is the Deputy Athletic Director here at the University of New Mexico. It just gets you ticket ideas and answer any questions you might have and get you out here on Saturday to enjoy the rivalry of enchantment. We're live at Dream Style Stadium. We're on ProView Networks. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Sports Animal time is now 7:40. Here's another.
What is glamour? Frailty. What is desire? Diamonds. They say a life lived without passion is hardly worth living.
Ma'am? 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 Dang, this one made me feel all special.
To win the race, I can't even explain how, in fact, I'm getting goosebumps right now talking about it. No matter where you go, you're an Indy 500 winner. The only way to be successful in racing is to stay on top of the technical edge, and we've done that with our dealership. So a lot of the technology in our service department and sales processes, everything is the very latest. That gives you an edge. That's being competitive in the car business. You can take it any way you want, but that's the truth.
Car Crafters, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Are you sure we're supposed to be doing this?
Don't worry, I've watched him do it 1,000 times. Come on, what's the worst that can happen?
No! Bad dog! Hi, welcome to Car Crafters. What happened? Don't worry, we'll make it like it never happened.
Car Crafters, it's like it never happened.
Dream Style Remodeling has been wowing homeowners in New Mexico since 1989. Selected as Best Custom Home Remodeler for 3 consecutive years by readers of the Albuquerque Journal, we're also your exclusive provider for top home improvement brands like Renewal by Anderson, Four Seasons, Blaze King, and many others. Founded and headquartered in Albuquerque, Dream Style Remodeling is family-owned and now employs more than 500 people across the southwestern U.S. In fact, we've helped more than 60,000 homeowners improve their home in New Mexico, Arizona, California, Idaho, and West Texas. We're committed to providing a superior customer experience. We've earned 4.6 stars with hundreds of online reviews and have an A+ with the BBB. Dream Style Remodeling is a proud supporter of UNM Athletics. Visit our beautiful 10,000 square foot showroom at 1460 Renaissance Boulevard across from Sam's Club or DreamStyleRemodeling.com to make your home remodeling dreams come true.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Sports Network. Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Folks, there's no other way but to be all in. Either he's Lord of all, or he is not Lord at all. And you can experience the real and authentic, true life change that only God can provide to humanity. See, when we truly encounter Jesus and purpose to know him and follow his teachings, hashtag life change will occur.
Get into the game with Garden Swartz Team Sales. They have everything you need, from screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing services, high school letterman jackets, and all high school and club uniforms, and individual and team apparel with the most reliable brands like Speedline, Rollins, and Wilson. And don't forget to check out the latest F7 Shut helmet. It's all at Garden Swartz Team Sales. Give them a call, 505-884-1234. Garden Swartz Team Sales.
Local Union 412. Find a career with benefits, not just a job, at UA Local 412 Training Center. We are looking for plumbers, pipe fitters, welders, and HVAC tech apprentices and journeymen. Call 505-256-9257. Local Union 412.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green. And keep the community green as well. Jackson Compaction has worked hard to maintain the same prices since day one. Always easy and painless trash removal with professional crews and quality service. If it's non-hazardous waste, debris, or trash on your land, leave it to us. At Jackson Compaction, we're dedicated to ensuring the conservation of our environment. You trash it, we smash it. Jackson Compaction, we've earned a reputation for great results.
ABQ ER and Hospital is changing the way you see ER in Albuquerque. We promise to see each patient within 10 minutes of arrival. ABQ ER and Hospital is now offering $25 school physicals, with 100% of proceeds donated back to the schools.
Is this my car?
State Farm knows that for every one of those moments,
This is ridiculous!
there's one of these.
Is this my car? What? This is ridiculous.
This can't be happening!
This can't be happening.
Used to be we didn't see trades in the National Football League. It was very, very rare. Right? Now, while not
more common,
swap meets, yeah, it's more common. It's the opening drive. Jeff, JJ, and the Golden Hoser, along with Josh and Alden. We are out at Dream South Stadium today, where the sun is shining bright.
Shining bright. It's hot. It's about value. And while you look at Minkah Fitzpatrick going to Pittsburgh, I don't like the Steelers giving up a first-round pick. NFL teams are realizing, hey, we can get established players for draft picks. And I think sometimes draft picks are overvalued, where you don't see good moves when there's a player to be acquired. So I think that's starting to play into it, as they understand, well, having a lot of draft picks is valuable. Look at the Dolphins. They have 3 first-round picks coming up, 2 next year. At this moment in time, we haven't really seen that model work in the NFL.
No.
Because there's so many players you have to put on a roster that, unlike the 76ers hitting on 2 out of, 7 first-round picks, it feels like, when you got Embiid and Simmons all of a sudden, hey, we're good.
But you also have Markelle Fultz, and you also have a bunch that didn't work.
The misses are going to be less when you get a superstar in the NBA versus hitting on one. The only one that's going to change your fortune big time is a franchise quarterback, and that's what the Dolphins are looking at right
now. The Steelers gave up, as you just said, a first-round pick to get Minkah Fitzpatrick. So what do you think the asking price is for Jalen Ramsey? At least a first-round draft pick. Do you think somebody's going to give up a first-round draft? Now, Jalen Ramsey's good. Jalen Ramsey's really good. He's a terrific defensive back. He talks a lot. He comes with a lot of swagger. There's some things that are valued in the NFL. Franchise quarterback, rush defensive end, left tackle, cover corner. Right? Would you say those 4 separate themselves a little bit? Okay.
They do.
He's a cover corner. He's a very good cover corner. Is he worth a first-round pick?
And also the value of what first-round pick are you trading for? I think Jalen Ramsey is a prime candidate for a good football team. And there's a few out there that we know aren't going to be terrible.
So let me tell you something.
Are you willing to trade maybe back-to-back years first-round pick late in the round for a player like Jalen Ramsey?
So you're the Rams or the Patriots.
Yep.
And you've got a pretty good assumption that you're going to be good. Jalen Ramsey grade out better than anybody that you get at 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32?
So that's
the answer is probably yes, right?
Team like that.
Right? So if you're the Rams, if the Patriots get him, people will lose their mind. Now, I don't know where he fits on salary cap. I don't know all that. But teams always seem to find a way to do it. If the Patriots can find a way to get him, people will lose their mind.
Oh, absolutely.
And they may. Because if you're the Patriots, aren't you inquiring?
Yeah, anytime a player that caliber says they're disgruntled, is requesting a trade, you got to look at your options.
So Jalen Ramsey wants out. All right. Any other trades? Do you see? I guess not. I mean, the Saints are going to ride the Teddy Bridgewater train, right?
Well, you have to. If he's paying him $7 million a year, he's the highest paid backup in the league.
And
you made
that's
an
what he's
investment that you believe in him over anyone else. And yeah, they're riding Teddy Bridgewater. I don't.
Can the Jets do anything?
A veteran backup out there that's just
like who? I mean,
I'm right there with you as we stumble through the quarterback depth charts in the mind. I don't think there's anything that they're going to do necessarily. You might have to make a move if Trevor Siemian is out just to get you by 6 weeks.
So Lenny said Colin Kaepernick. You think that never happens, right?
It's just not happening at this point in time.
Probably not in that city, too, right?
It's not anywhere. Because if Colin Kaepernick is going to come back, he would have been back by now.
A lot of quarterbacks are going down. I'm going through. I mean, is there a Matt Castle?
They brought Josh McCown back from the
and he looked
ESPN
all right, by the way,
to be a Philadelphia Eagles backup.
He looked all right for part of a drive until Carson Wentz says, "No, hell no, I'm fine."
It's third down. Get off the field, Josh.
Yeah. It's like that was one of the weirdest drives ever, by the way. Josh McCown, Hoyer's in. He got cut by the Patriots. He is in where? Somebody picked him up. Cleveland? No. Somebody picked him up. Yeah. To your point, where's Austin Apodaca? In Canada, right? I mean, who are you looking at?
He signed with the Colts. Did Brian Hoyer?
All right. I'm all right with that. So, yeah, Andrew Luck, Ben Roethlisberger, Drew Brees, Nick Foles, Sam Darnold.
Bring Landry Jones back.
He can't sign anywhere due to his contract in the XFL.
Is that right?
Yes. I saw that post because I guess it was brought up with the Steelers.
Boy, he's probably just going, what did I do? Yeah.
He's fine in the XFL.
You think?
Yeah. He's
is he making more money in the XFL than he would as a backup guy?
I don't know if he'd be making more money, but
you think that's where he belongs?
The Landry Jones experiment ran its course. Like, you credit him, fantastic. You're in the NFL, but he's not changing anyone's fortune at this point.
That's probably right.
The only thing I could think of is the Jets bring like Fitzpatrick back.
Would they make that trade?
Just throw a late round pick. Like, why not?
What would the Dolphins take for him?
And just let the Dolphins
whatever you give
Josh Rosen, they're going to be terrible anyway.
No, that's an interesting conversation. I didn't think about it. You're the Dolphins. What do you want for him? 4th round?
No, I wouldn't do that. Like,
if you're the Jets,
give me a third or second. No, too high.
Absolutely, way too high.
Yeah, that's way too high.
I mean, you have the leverage, right? As Dolphins, might as well see what you can get.
You're talking about a quarterback playing like a month until Sam Darnold comes back.
Right. You're not giving that much up for a guy who's going to play 4 weeks. Right. I mean, what the Jets are hoping is to salvage a couple of wins, so when Sam Darnold comes back, they're not 0-6. Right? And so that they've got something of a season to potentially convince themselves. God, there's a lot of variables in that sentence. A couple of wins to potentially convince yourself that they are somewhat viable, that they are somewhat, what's the word I'm looking for?
Can Tua come out early?
Yeah, right? I mean, you can't tank for Tua. But to his point, I mean, that's what the Dolphins are doing here. Yeah, it's brutal. All right, we're going to talk New Mexico State when we come back. Aggies are going to be here in Albuquerque on Saturday, 2:30 kickoff, 2:38 in fact, here in Dreamstyle Stadium, the rivalry of enchantment. Have you seen game notes yet?
The game notes are out.
Are they? What number?
Via the email.
120 something of these. Doug Martin's New Mexico State's head football coach. He's going to be with us when we return. Talk to him about the big matchup this weekend. Talk about last week. It's the opening drive. Jeff, JJ, the Golden Hoser, Alden. We're all here. Three of us are here at Dreamstyle Stadium on the opening drive at 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
The Dan Patrick Show.
You know when I fall in love with you? When you play a big game against a big opponent. When you have some impressive moments. And maybe he turns out to be a wonderful player. And given all this criticism, I hope he does.
Weekdays at 1, the Sports Animal.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/score. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter. The smartest way to hire. And now you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/score. That's ZipRecruiter.com/score. ZipRecruiter.com/score.
Home values are rising. Jack Thompson here, CEO of Legacy Mortgage. Home values are rising, and now is a great time to put your equity to work. Pay off high interest rate credit cards, fund your children's college tuition, or take the vacation of your dreams. Interest rates remain low, home values are rising. Now is the time to call Legacy Mortgage. Call us at 296-4747, that is 296-4747, or log on at LegacyLens.com. And go Lobos.
Legacy Mortgage, your mortgage provider.
NMLS number 249314, Equal Housing Lender.
You've been hurt at work. A tough time recovering. Did you know medical marijuana might be an option? In New Mexico, workers' compensation has its own court, and you need a lawyer that specializes in workers' comp. That's Fogel Law Firm. They'll work with your insurance company to get you what you're entitled to under the law. Personal injury lawyers don't have expertise for workers' comp claims. Call the experts for a free consultation at the Fogel Law Firm, 255-9092 or FOGEL-lawfirm.com.
Weeds-R-Us Lawn Care.
Yeah, I'd like to make an appointment, please.
Please hold.
On the way.
Hey, buddy.
Hello?
How long are you willing to wait?
Who is this?
Look, pal, you're going to be on hold forever. You need to call Lawn Doctor of Albuquerque. 884-4433.
Yeah, but
These people are always late for appointments, if they even show up at all. You need to call Lawn Doctor now. They do power seeding, weed control, maintenance, tree and shrub care, outdoor pest control. Hang up now, dude.
All I want to do is just...
I said hang up now!
Call Lawn Doctor of Albuquerque at 884-4433 for a free consultation.
Run. Don't walk. Because Pat Benatar and Neil Giraldo are coming live. The 40th anniversary tour. September 22nd, the all-new Isleta Casino Showroom. 4-time Grammy winners. Pat Benatar and Neil Giraldo.
Reserved seats are on sale now at the Isleta Casino box office or Isleta.com. Isleta Resort and Casino, where the fun begins.
Let's consider the secret life of the innermost nesting doll. Living most of her life in the dark, inside the other nesting dolls, she has plenty of time to think, if she could. Sadly, she has no brain. However, When an innermost nesting doll hears that Geico not only saves people money, but also has been providing great service for over 75 years, she thinks it's obvious you should switch. Because yes, switching to Geico is a no-brainer. Pity the innermost nesting doll and her lot in life.
This is a cow.
Last spot, 30 seconds. Doug on the line.
But cheese only lasts so long. The impression a small business makes needs to last much longer. And now Vistaprint is introducing free shipping on all business cards in any quantity. Choose from hundreds of fresh designs tailored to your type of company. Or upload your own. The choice is yours. The time is now. For a limited time only, get free shipping on all business cards in any quantity with promo code 3131. That's promo code 3131 at Vistaprint.com. Own the now.
K240BL Albuquerque is 95.9 FM, 610 KNML Albuquerque, the sports animal.
For the 110th time, New Mexico State will battle on the football field. It'll be on Saturday, Dreamstyle Stadium. 2:38 is the scheduled kickoff. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck. Glad you're with us on this beautiful Tuesday morning. Aggies and Lobos rivalry of enchantment. New Mexico State has won 2 of the last 3. New Mexico won last year in Las Cruces. Lobos coming off a 66-14 loss at Notre Dame. Aggies played their home opener last weekend down at Aggie Memorial Stadium. San Diego State beat New Mexico State 31-10. Head football coach at New Mexico State is Doug Martin. He joins us on the Quan's Auto Care Hotline. Good morning, Doug. How you doing?
I'm doing great, guys. Good morning.
Good morning. All right, after the game, you were very, very frustrated. I don't know if you feel any better after looking at the tape. Anything look better to you after you got to look at the tape and evaluate it?
No, Jeff, what's frustrating is, when you give games away. And, certainly the first 2 games we got beat by better teams, and San Diego State is a really good team, but they didn't beat us because they were better than us. They beat us because we gave the game to them and turnovers and sacks. And that's one thing we've constantly been trying to talk to our players about, is not beating ourselves. And that's what's so frustrating, because when you look at the film, man, at times we do just some great things on both sides of the ball, but we don't do anything consistently enough to win. And so until our players can grab a hold of that, things are going to be rough for them. So we've got to find a way to get that corrected before this Saturday.
You talk about turnovers, and you guys made a play early in the game. You intercepted their quarterback, Agnew. And then on your first play, and I was standing right there, you threw a pass in the flat to Drew Dan, and he fumbles it and puts them right there on the doorstep to go in. I don't know what you saw on that play, but it's one of those where it almost looked like maybe he didn't secure the football enough. I don't know that they made a great play on it, but it certainly really turned the momentum early for you.
Yeah, it does, and then especially the first play of the game and backed up like that, then they get the ball inside the 5-yard line. Of course, they're going to score. So, we gave them 14 points in turnovers for the game. Well, if you don't do that, it's a one-score game. At the end, you get a chance to win it. And that's what we're trying to convince our guys of. If it was one guy fumbling all the time, we could certainly put him on the bench, but it's 5 different guys have fumbled in 3 games. And, that's just totally unacceptable. And, there's always been, or there has been since 2017, a losing culture here at New Mexico State. We kind of broke through that on 2017, and the only way you break through that is you got to out-stubborn people, and I'm just not going to tolerate that culture and that way of thinking and accept that type of play.
You said after the game, if we don't, the guys out there aren't going to do it, we're going to find guys, and I know I'm paraphrasing, find guys who can. How deep down the depth chart then do you go?
As far as we need to go to find guys that are going to play on Saturdays, and we'll just keep going until we find the guys that are going to play like they're supposed to play.
Doug, what did you see from Josh Adkins in your offense in the first half, and then what, if anything, did change in the second half?
Well, same thing. Josh is still, turned the ball over at too high a rate himself. The first interception he had was inexcusable. He got a touchdown. He throws it on time. He throws it late and then just tosses it up for grabs, and that can't happen. He's got to play better than that too. But at times, like I say, man, we look like as good as any team in the country, throwing the ball and pass protection, those type of things. And but we're not consistent enough at doing anything right now. And so that's where things have got to change. And we got to play better up front. I mean, we gave up 6 sacks, and he's under constant pressure, and that's really the worst game we've played up front. Even though we had tougher competition the first 2 games, that was the worst game we've played up front.
So how does the offense get better? What steps does Josh take? What steps does that entire unit take to get better coming into this game against the Lobos?
Yeah, I think, one thing, you just got to practice better. You got to prepare better. And I was telling the team yesterday, just because you go out and practice really well doesn't guarantee you're going to win the game. But without doing that, you have absolutely no chance. And I really didn't like the way we prepared last week. And, we have some problems here. We don't have an indoor facility. And Tuesday we only got to do half the practice because of some lightning around here. And Wednesday the field was flooded, so we only had about 20 yards we could practice on. And, it's those type of things. But you have to overcome those type of things. And you got to be willing to, do what you have to do to get yourself ready to play.
Doug Martins, New Mexico State's football coach. Aggies and Lobos Saturday afternoon in Albuquerque. Doug, the offense did move, to your point, in the second half. And I know that they're not Washington State or Alabama, but San Diego State's defense is pretty good. They've given up, if I'm not mistaken, and I don't think I am, 20 points in 3 games so far. But something happened in the second half. Now, I don't know. You tell me. Did they do something different? Did they stop pressuring as much? Because you moved the ball pretty well in the third and fourth quarter.
Yeah, Jeff, you're exactly right. And then, no, they didn't do anything different. That's what's frustrating from my point of view, because when I watch us play and I watch us do things the way we're coached to do them and the way we're capable of doing them, we're as good as anybody. And honestly, the only people that stopped us Saturday was us stopping us with the turnovers and the sacks. So, you just got to keep working. You got to keep, I showed the players all the good plays from the game yesterday to show them what they could look like consistently if they would just buy in and do it. And at some point, you've just got to go out and play like you're capable of. And the other part is, you've got to play and give your coaches enough confidence to call games. You can't call games afraid that you're going to turn the ball over. And so, we've got to do a better job of taking care of football so that we can call a more aggressive game.
All right, move forward now, and you get a rivalry, and you know what it means. I don't know that everybody on your roster does. Guys who played in it do. Certainly the guys from New Mexico, it's a big deal to those young men. Take a look at New Mexico. What do you see? And they've got – it's a weird sample to look at, right? You've got the Sam Houston game, Notre Dame game. I don't know what you see on tape from the Lobos.
Still, even against Notre Dame, they really gave Notre Dame fits early in that game. Defensively, Notre Dame couldn't convert on 3rd and short a couple of times. They were playing the run really well, and then they gave up a couple of explosion plays that kind of let the thing get out of hand. But that's going to happen. Same thing happened to us when we played Alabama. So it's kind of the same deal. But New Mexico has great talent. They've got all the resources in the world up there. They've got indoor facilities. They've got all the money they need to do anything they need to do. They should be one of the best teams in the Mountain West. So it's going to be a tremendous task for us. We've got to go up there and play our best football to get a win.
How do you see your squad defensively going into this one?
I thought we got better Saturday. Our defense kept us in the game. In the first half, our offense was doing absolutely nothing. Our defense was really fighting hard, and even though we put them in some tough positions, they were, like I say, they were keeping us in the game through that first half. And for it to only be 17-0 at halftime was because our defense was playing really well. So if they can continue along those veins and we can get a little bit better offensively, we got a chance to beat anybody.
Well, you were able to force the turnover early, right? And it could have really swung the game for you. And there was a little momentum. There was a little energy in that stadium, and you gave it right back. Turnovers, and you always emphasize it, as does every coach. If you win the turnover battle, and it's a big Rocky Long mantra, the team that wins the turnover battle typically tends to win the game.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. In football, more games are lost than are won, meaning that, more teams give the game away than it is another team just being better and going out and winning the game. And that's exactly what happened Saturday. We gave that game away, and no, not taking anything away from San Diego State, because they are really well coached and they are a really good football team. But, we just gave it to them.
Doug Martin's with us just for a few more minutes here on the Quon's Auto Care Hotline.
Well, Doug, your team, the schedule they've played, what they've done so far, are you seeing what you want to see just in terms of the response, their work ethic? Are they taking the steps towards becoming the team you believe they can be?
Yeah, I think we've got a talented team, and we've got a team that is plenty good enough to win football games. And like I say, the thing that's disappointing me is we didn't win that game Saturday. I understand San Diego State's a good team. I think we're good enough to beat them. And I think our players believe that. So, we just got to get better on game day. We got to play better on game day and take care of the football. And really it just comes down to it's as simple as us taking care of the football. If we had only turned the ball over once Saturday, I believe we'd have won that football game. Yeah. And that's what we've got to do this Saturday. We've got to just take care of the football and see if we can give ourselves a chance.
Anything different on rivalry week? And I know in the past it's kind of been a big deal. I think what I'm hearing from you is, man, I don't care who we beat if we play Oñate High School. It sounds like you just need to get a win.
Well, we need to play like we're capable of playing, no doubt. We need to get better, and taking care of the football is a big component to that. But the rivalry deal is huge. I mean, it's huge in this state. It's huge for our players. It's huge for their players. And really, you look at the history of the program here, when you win this game, you have a chance to do something really special with your season. And so it's big on a lot of different veins.
We were talking about it earlier. I think both you and New Mexico have probably the same goal, and that's to get to a bowl game and extend into the postseason. And probably both of you see the path running through this game, right?
There's a lot to that, no question. And for us, we have the two rivals, and later we have UTEP. And in years where you win both those rival games, New Mexico State, just about every year that they've done that, has been a 6-win team or better. Yeah. So these rival games are crucial.
All right. You talked about going as deep as we can. Any particular position to look at as far as when we watch the Aggies this week, maybe see some guys playing that have a little bit more that haven't gotten a bunch of playing time?
Well, Navion Mitchell is a guy that played really well for us out in the slot Saturday. I think you see a little bit more of him. Other than that, I think, Drew Dan is out with a wrist injury now, so he will not be playing. We're waiting to get Caleb Mills. He has one more game on an academic suspension, and he'll be able to play back there at wide receiver. So we're looking forward to getting him back after this week.
All right. Safe travels up here, Doug, and look forward to seeing you on Saturday. Good to spend just a few minutes before the game with you last week, and best of luck in this rivalry game on Saturday at Dreamstyle Stadium.
All right, guys. Appreciate it.
Take care. He is Doug Martin. You can hear it, huh?
Yeah.
You can hear
frustration.
It. Yeah. Yeah, I
4 turnovers.
Not as much after the first 2 games, but turning the ball over. What was it? 4 turnovers and 6 sacks last week, and I was down there, and he's not wrong. Like San Diego State, I think is a better team than them right now. I do. I think San Diego State's pretty good, especially defensively. But they gave him that short field early, right? To his point, you give him the 14 points on those 2 turnovers, and it's a one-possession game, and who knows what happens.
Well, the 2 interceptions thrown, 2 fumbles lost. Mentioned the 14 points off turnovers, and then what they were able to establish in the ground game, that just takes all the air, all the energy out of you trying to get back in a contest like that.
Yeah. All right, you can respond to what you heard, 246-0610. We're out at Dreamstyle Stadium. Bob Davie is due to be with us here in the booth at Dreamstyle Stadium coming up at 9 o'clock. Looking forward to catching up with him. 9:30, Dave Williams is the Deputy Athletic Director here at UNM, and he wants to let you know about all the ticket options and everything that's going on out here around the football game on Saturday. So we got a lot to do. Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck, we are live at Dreamstyle Stadium. Alden's producing out here on ProView, and Hoser back there in the middle of the Trump lockdown in downtown Albuquerque. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Is this my car?
State Farm knows that for every one of those moments,
This is ridiculous.
there's one of these.
Is this my car? What? This is ridiculous.
This can't be happening.
This can't be happening.
Oh, it's happening, sweetheart.
Oh, it's happening, sweetheart.
Shut up.
Shut up.
That's why State Farm is there, with car insurance for when things go wrong, but also here with car loans to help life go right. State Farm.
Talk to State Farm agent Marty Size or Michelle Rudolph in Albuquerque today.
St. Clair Winery and Bistro has been renamed in honor of our founders, the Lascombe family. D.H. Lascombe Winery and Bistro continues to deliver the same exceptional wine and food experience you've come to expect since 2005. Visit us today. D.H. Lascombe Winery and Bistro.
win the race, I can't even explain how, in fact, I'm getting goosebumps right now talking about it. No matter where you go, you're an Indy 500 winner. The only way to be successful in racing is to stay on top of the technical edge, and we've done that with our dealership. So a lot of the technology in our service department and sales processes, everything is the very latest. That gives you an edge. That's being competitive in the car business. You can take it any way you want, but that's the truth.
What is glamour? Frailty. What is desire? Diamonds. They say a life lived without passion is hardly worth living.
Ma'am? Ma'am? Ma'am?
Dang, this one made me feel all special.
To win the race, I can't even explain how, in fact, I'm getting goosebumps right now talking about it. No matter where you go, you're an Indy 500 winner. The only way to be successful in racing is to stay on top of the technical edge, and we've done that with our dealership. So a lot of the technology in our service department and sales processes, everything is the very latest. That gives you an edge. That's being competitive in the car business. You can take it any way you want, but that's the truth.
Car Crafters, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Are you sure we're supposed to be doing this?
Don't worry, I've watched him do it 1,000 times. Come on, what's the worst that can happen?
No! Bad dog!
Hi, welcome to Car Crafters. What happened?
Don't worry, we'll make it like it never happened.
Car Crafters, it's like it never happened.
Dreamstyle Remodeling has been wowing homeowners in New Mexico since 1989. Selected as Best Custom Home Remodeler for 3 consecutive years by readers of the Albuquerque Journal, we're also your exclusive provider for top home improvement brands like Renewal by Anderson, Four Seasons, Blaze King, and many others. Founded and headquartered in Albuquerque, Dreamstyle Remodeling is family-owned and now employs more than 500 people across the southwestern U.S. In fact, we've helped more than 60,000 homeowners improve their home in New Mexico, Arizona, California, Idaho, and West Texas. We're committed to providing a superior customer experience. We've earned 4.6 stars with hundreds of online reviews and have an A+ with the BBB. Dreamstyle Remodeling is a proud supporter of UNM Athletics. Visit our beautiful 10,000 square foot showroom at 1460 Renaissance Boulevard across from Sam's Club or DreamstyleRemodeling.com to make your home remodeling dreams come true.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a #1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Sports Network. Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Folks, there's no other way but to be all in. Either he's Lord of all or he is not Lord at all. And you can experience the real and authentic, true life change that only God can provide to humanity. See, when we truly encounter Jesus and purpose to know him and follow his teachings, #life change will occur.
Breaking news sounder, Josue.
Breaking news.
Breaking news. Which one do you like better?
Hit me.
Or which one's more annoying? Oh, that one. Skadoosh.
There you go.
All right, JJ. Break your news. Break your news.
It is happening.
It has happened.
The New York Giants have named Daniel Jones their starting quarterback.
Another quarterback down. So, the Giants will go with Daniel Jones.
Eli's right there.
Who do they play this week?
Just put on a Jets uniform, and there you go.
Ooh, Eli to the Jets. He doesn't
Walk
even
him
have to move
across
his
the
apartment.
street there.
That's a good idea.
That is a good idea.
This doesn't make sense to me. I need a football coach. I need an NFL guy to explain this to me. Eli Manning is what he is at this point in time. We've talked about it for the last few years. What's the point of Eli Manning starting 2 games and then going to Daniel Jones? You just keep your fingers crossed. All of a sudden, you're going to be that much better.
I think they were.
Your offense is going to explode with Eli Manning.
I don't think this was. Yes, I don't think this was about Daniel Jones. I think it was about Eli, and they were trying to squeeze the last couple of drops out of Eli, and they thought that there was something left.
What was left?
They thought something was left. You ever
What's
squeeze
been
the
left
last
the
few
last
out of
2
that
years?
tube, and you can't get anything out of it, but you keep squeezing it because you don't have any more toothpaste?
What's left?
But they had more toothpaste.
They benched a dude for Geno Smith, and yet they're going to think all of a sudden he's going to come back and be refreshed with an offense that, all right, you have Saquon Barkley, Evan Ingram, and you're throwing to Cody Latimer.
Yep. That's what they thought. Opening drive is live at Dreamstyle Stadium. Lobos and Aggies on Saturday. Bob Davies due to be with us here in the booth coming up at 9 o'clock this morning. You can respond to what you heard from Doug Martin. He told you the Lobos have all the money that they can that they need, that they've got all the resources up here.
Best team in the Mountain West.
Should be. I don't understand, and it's. I did talk to somebody down there the other day, and they weren't practicing on the practice fields. They were flooded. They weren't lined, and I'm not sure why they didn't go in the stadium. But they did have a lot of issues down there last week. All right, go to it. 2460610. Rudy, good morning. You're on the Quan's Auto Care Hotline. Good day, Rudy.
Hey, good morning. You forgot 77, 33, and 2. Okay.
That's the overall record. 77, 33.
That's the overall record.
Yeah,
and you forgot 45, 25 last year in Las Cruces while you were throwing out numbers. So I just thought I'm here to help, Jeff. I'm here to help.
I said the Lobos won last year. I didn't give you the score, but okay.
Well, I mean, we beat them by 20 down in their home last year, so I don't see anything changing this year.
All right.
I really don't. I think that this is a game that UNM's going to win. And, I could crack an Aggie joke like Jason did yesterday because I got a whole lot of them, but I'll save that maybe for Friday.
Ooh, Friday's Aggie Local Joke Day. Yeah, we'll
Joke
make it
Friday.
Joke Friday.
Yeah, Joke Friday. I mean, while you're hoeing around, you might as well joke around, too.
Because hoeing is joking.
Here's my thought about the game. Why doesn't everybody just show up? Right?
Yeah.
Let's just try it one time. Everybody show up.
So,
guy said something today that is absolutely true. By the end of the season, UNM will play all their home games in approximately the same number of people that Notre Dame got for one game. And so here we go again with the resources. I mean, Tug can say anything he wants, but let's just face the facts. Both of these schools are resource poor when it comes to football. And something needs to change soon. So, while all that said, I know one thing because I've been part of this rivalry my whole life. It's going to be an intense game. It always is. Because for the Aggies, this is their season. They're not, let's be real, they're not going to a bowl game this year. Sorry. They're not in a conference. They don't have any, I mean, maybe they'll get to 6 wins, Jeff, and maybe by some miracle we can get them up here to the New Mexico Bowl. I wouldn't mind that at all, but I just don't see it with their schedule and starting 0-3, and I think they're going to be 0-4 after this weekend. That's my thought. So, while I feel for them, I feel more for UNM because that's my school.
Yep.
So, no crimson allowed. That's my statement for the rest of the week. And actually, my legal assistant went to New Mexico State for a couple of years before she saw the light and transferred to UNM.
Yep.
So I still got to give her a little grief about that.
And she's got a dress code this week.
Yes, no crimson.
Yeah, I got
no
it.
crimson.
I got it. All right.
If I see it, I have to do something about it. So there will be injunctions, filed and lawsuits filed if I see crimson. But really, on a serious note, I hope people will take all the things that you guys have been talking about to heart and start supporting both of these schools because it would make a big difference, a huge difference, if we had fans in the stands.
Rudy, good to hear you. I know we'll talk to you during the week. Thanks for the call at 246-0610. Lance, good day, sir.
JJ Hoser. Hoshoi High, Trump.
Hello.
Symbiota. Jason. All right. See, it's all different in the cadence. This is what Manning said, like how he stresses the word. It'll all be different. You should have done the show from my place. I mean, really. I mean, you could have been here by the pond today watching this knucklehead like me feed a huge horse an apple that's wild, running around out here, fishing. You guys could have been with the background of the pond, drinking beer for breakfast. I just think sometimes you should just be able to do, But you're a little off today, you guys, with the blind sting and everything going on. You're just not in your gear, man. Today it's a bad TV show on a good radio show being bad. Pick it up already. Dreamstyle Remodeling guys on the way over to fix the blinds now. They're like, oh, no, they're talking about our blinds.
The blinds are fine now, man. I got it.
You got it? Okay. But anyway, I saw Rogers, the play, the wristband thing, and they're wanting him to wear that now probably because of CTE, which I suffer from, and I have a group at the VFWs and stuff that watch your show now that's on TV. They took off the cable and put on rabbit ears on one of the television stations. It's hilarious. But anyway, with the smartwatch, they could text you on a drive, a new play not in your scheme, and you would have to actually take a time out to show or something like that. Just text it right there while you're on the move, and instead of crushing a watch that's the price of a house, you could actually use it as a tool.
All electronic communication is cut off when there's 15 seconds left on the play.
Is there really? I did not know that. Nobody ever said that when I brought that up.
So, you can talk to a guy in his helmet. The coaches talk to the quarterback. Once there's 15 seconds on the play clock, those are cut off. So you can talk to him
Really?
before. Yeah.
What would I do without you, F.A.? My goodness,
Don't tell me
man.
we're off today. Don't come in here with this. You guys are off today, man.
I still got my sign for Oh Shui. I just stay inside. The motorcade's starting up there. I don't know what I would do without you guys, man.
Enjoy your day.
But the guys at the American Legion, they listen to you and watch you on TV, and they were pretty upset with a call Jess made on a Saturday that made fun of CTE. So let's just kind of forget about those kind of things to say on the air. I mean, that was pretty brutal for me.
All right, Lance.
And they all called me. See, we're a group. I told you, we scream at each other every day. I call them every morning to suicide prevention, and then at the end of the day, we get to scream at each other.
All right, Lance, be good. Don't scream at each other unless it's therapeutic.
There you go.
And then we'll wrap with you later. All right, 246-0610. We'll take the break. We're going to give away tickets to go see Leonard Skinner coming up at 8:39 this morning. Bob Davies scheduled to be here at 9 o'clock. We're live at Dreamstyle Stadium. It's the opening drive on ProView Networks at 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Sports Animal time is now 8:27. Here's another look at the roads. Well, right now we just have no accidents, no delays, but we might have some rolling delays as the caravan gets ready to leave here downtown and heads towards the airport. Other things you need to worry about was wild horses on northbound I-25 just north of the Black Mesa Casino. Keep a lookout for that. Reduce your speed. And we also have the gate, the Carlisle gate, that lets you in at Kirtland Air Force Base is closed. The Truman Gate is open, but it's got heavy backups right now, so give yourself plenty of time if you need to get into the Air Force Base this morning. Other than that, things are looking great around the city. If you see an accident, make sure and call us on the Traffic Tracker hotline at 767-9167. Brought to you by American Home Furniture Outlet and Clearance Center at I-25 and Comanche. I'm Josue with Sports Animal Traffic.
The Sports Bar with Michael and Mike.
Guys, I got to tell you, this is probably one of the best parts of my day when I'm driving along and Trujillo says something that makes me laugh. Because you guys make me laugh all the time. So appreciate it.
Weekdays at 3, the Sports Animal.
A better life with Dr. Sanjay Gupta.
Secondhand smoke isn't just a problem at some restaurants and bars. It can also be a problem at work. I'm Dr. Sanjay Gupta, CNN's chief medical correspondent. Almost 20% of workers in the United States who don't smoke report being exposed to secondhand smoke on the job. That's according to a new CDC study, which found the worst rates of secondhand smoke exposure were in the commercial and industrial equipment repair industry. The construction industry had the highest number of total people exposed. almost 3 million. This is also troubling when you also consider more than 40,000 adult non-smoker deaths in the United States are linked to secondhand smoke. It puts them at higher risk for heart disease, lung cancer, and stroke. So much more than just a bad smell in the air. The study's authors say the implementation of workplace smoke-free policies can help reduce secondhand smoke exposure among workers and also protect public health. I'm Dr. Sanjay Gupta, helping you live a better life.
This morning you're up early because you're at the DMV. So many people, it takes so much time. Do you have the right form? Are you in the right line? Your number E42, right after C23. This is confusing when your morning is hell. Just go to Taco Bell.
When you've had a morning, let us make you breakfast. Like Taco Bell's Breakfast Crunch Wrap. Everything you love about breakfast, wrapped up and grilled to go. At participating locations during breakfast hours.
Napa know-how.
Now at Napa Auto Parts stores and Napa Auto Care centers, get a $20 prepaid Visa gift card when you buy oil, air, and cabin air filters. Because let's be honest, you probably don't remember the last time you changed them. So buy all 3 filters at your local Napa and get $20 back. Do it yourself or have it done for you. That's Napa know-how.
Napa know-how.
At participating Napa Auto Parts stores and Napa Auto Care centers. Limit 2 prepaid cards per household while supplies last. Offer ends 10/31/19.
And now, a message from Vistaprint. This is a cow. The cow that made the milk that was made into the cheese that made Tober Dairy Farm into the talk of the craft fair. But cheese only lasts so long. The impression a small business like Tober Dairy Farm makes can last much longer, with the right business card to back it up. And now Vistaprint is introducing free shipping on all business cards in any quantity. That's right, free shipping on any card, any style, any quantity. Plug your information and logo into hundreds of fresh designs tailored to your type of company, or upload your own original layout. Pick from paper stocks like matte, glossy, or uncoated. You can even upgrade to a unique touch like rounded corners. The choice is yours. The time is now. I said now, not cow, Farmer Tober. For a limited time only, get free shipping on all business cards in any quantity at Vistaprint.com with promo code 4000. That's promo code 4000 at checkout on Vistaprint.com. Vistaprint. Own the now.
From the moment the first note is played, the music takes over. Sandia Resort and Casino presents Grammy winner Peter Frampton. Finale, The Farewell Tour, presented by SiriusXM, with special guest Jason Bonham's Led Zeppelin Evening. September 24th, 7 p.m., Sandia Amphitheater. Tickets on sale now at Sandia Box Office or online at sandiacasino.com.
When it comes to your health, what does delivering more mean? It means delivering more of the best and brightest, the state's only academic and research-based medical center. It means delivering more for families. It means adding technology, expanding services, making medical advancements, and reaching a higher level of care. Delivering more means access to New Mexico's only Level 1 trauma center, more area locations, and more personalized services. UNM Health. Delivering more.
New Mexico's lakes, rivers, and streams are brimming with spring runoff, and fishing conditions couldn't be better. Visit the department's website to get the latest fishing reports and buy a license so you can go fishing today.
Call us up at 246-0610 or 888-922-0610. Brought to you by Kwanzaa.
Oh, not yet.
And Mechanical Repair.
Yeah, we have Andy on line 1.
FM and AM 610.
It's not time yet, though.
Animal.
Glasheen, Baez, and Interment Injury Lawyers. When you have one chance to get it right, call the attorneys that deliver proven results. Visit us at gvilaw.com or call right now, 505-243-7200.
So you think you have unlimited data?
Recalculating.
Think again. If you have unlimited data on a network you can't trust, your data is limited, and so are you. Set your smartphone free with the new unlimited plans from Total Wireless. Get 4 lines with unlimited data on the nation's best 4G LTE network with 100 gigabytes at high speed, then 2G for just $25 a month per line.
You have arrived at your destination.
Get the new unlimited plans. Total Wireless, total confidence. Available at Target. See terms and conditions at totalwireless.com.
They say you shouldn't talk about going to the bathroom in public.
All right, last spot, 30 seconds.
Sing about it.
Super mega rolls, yeah. 6 rolls in 1. Got rolls on rolls on rolls. TP for everyone. Diamond rolls
Charmin Super Mega Roll is 6 regular rolls in one. Enjoy the go with Charmin.
The Jim Rome Show. Up next at 10, 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
All right, in case you haven't heard the breaking news this morning, the New York Football Giants are changing quarterbacks. Daniel Jones will get the start. Eli Manning will not. I wonder if making that change and snapping the streak last year made that decision easier. Do you think?
I could see a bit, but you also invested with the 6th overall pick in Daniel Jones, and Pat Shurmur absolutely loved him in the preseason and loved to tell everybody how wrong they were about the Daniel Jones pick.
Nobody's wrong yet. It's the opening drive. Jeff JJ out at Dream Style Stadium. Hoser back down there. Have you seen a lot of the President's got to be out of there by now, right?
It looks like update on that is about 9:30 is when they're heading out. So we still got
an hour from now? Okay.
Yeah, so he's still enjoying his breakfast, getting his workout in this morning.
You think he's getting down at the gym right now?
Probably. I would be,
Would you be?
Yeah.
All right. He's got a little mobile White House is right there downtown Albuquerque today. 2460610 is where we are. 889-220-610. We go to it. Andy, good morning. You're on the Quans Auto Care Hotline. How are you, Andy?
Good morning, gentlemen. Hey, that breaking news is amazing. I am not an Eli fan because of what he did to my San Diego Chargers, and my wife's a New York Giants fan. So that was actually very good news this morning.
All he did to your San Diego Chargers
was get my day.
all he did to you was get you Phillip Rivers.
Yeah, that's true. But I don't know. I still don't like the guy. And my wife, again, you have to understand, too, it's not just that. It's my wife's a Giants fan.
Yeah, I can't like your wife's team. That doesn't work. All right.
So, it's more than one thing. Anyway, just very quickly about the rivalry. I'm not going to predict. I think the Lobos will win. I think it's going to be a tight game. But the funny part, and I have to agree with Rudy on this one, I see people talking about body bag games and why does New Mexico State play these body bag games? Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's because you people don't bother to show up to the games. So maybe if people showed up to New Mexico State to watch their team and to UNM to watch their team and to this game and filled the stadiums, we wouldn't have to be playing body bag games. Doug Martin would get better resources. And, I don't know about UNM having all the resources in the world. We certainly have more than New Mexico State, it sounds like. I'll agree with that.
Yeah,
but we could use more. But what it comes down to is people supporting this team. People supporting this team with money and attendance. And if you don't want to see body bag games, show up. Show up, and it really doesn't matter who wins because if both teams get good, then it makes sense for the entire state to do well. So, that's all I had this morning. I'm just sick of people complaining about body bag games. Show up to the games, and it won't be an issue anymore.
All right, Andy, appreciate it.
Thanks, guys. That was it. Thanks, guys.
See you. What do you think?
I mean, yes, it's a step, but I always think there'll be an element of the money games that will be played.
I think that's right. The majority of teams this level. What does this level mean? This level. It means the group of 5 level will play that to support what they need to support. It's really that simple. And as far as resources are concerned, yeah, UNM's got more resources than New Mexico State. Does UNM have all the resources in the world? No, they don't. But sitting where Doug Martin's coming from, I'm sure he would love to have what UNM has. I'm sure he would love to have it.
And to that, for New Mexico State, it's showing up so your team doesn't have to play 3 money games, which they have this season. And you look at why is this game so important for both teams, but especially New Mexico State. Say that they lose this game to 0-4.
Okay.
Then you're saying you have to go 6-2 the rest of the way.
That's what you're saying. Yeah.
With Fresno State, Liberty, Central Michigan,
Ole Miss,
Georgia Southern, Ole Miss, Incarnate Word, UTEP, and Liberty. Now, a lot of those games
basically you got to win 6 out of those other 7 because you're not beating Ole Miss.
Yeah.
Right?
So you got to win 6 out of 7.
Yeah. Bruce said, listen to the excuses. Most clubs would kill for the weather they have in Las Cruces. Maybe you can ask Davey to respond to Fearless Dougie's statement. Lobo football has all the resources they need. Hey, they have all the resources, but you got great weather. Yeah. Okay. You know where they don't have
great weather? Why was
their
field flooded?
You know where? How about that? Why was their field flooded? You know where they don't have great weather? Tuscaloosa. It's humid and hot and sticky and brutal. You know where else? Ohio, Michigan. They got crappy weather there. They do. They tend to win. So stop it with the weather. Give me a break. All right. You want some emails?
What do we got?
Where am I in time? We're supposed to give away tickets right about now. I'll read you a couple. Richard says, happy Joe Flacco Tuesday. JJ looks different from that angle at University Stadium. Are you in a closet? No, we're in the home radio booth. We're in the spaces. Does he
look a little more Flacco or what?
I don't know. It's Flacco Tuesday. Brand says, it seemed like we say this every year, Jeff, but this is the most bad clubs we've ever had in the NFL. I don't know. We say this every year. But to me, the Jets could be really bad. Dolphins, Buccaneers. I'm giving you Carolina. I don't think Carolina's very good.
Carolina's not really bad.
All right.
I think there's an overreaction to the quarterback injuries.
Well,
where I don't think we're looking at good football teams, but are we looking at Miami level of terrible for multiple teams? No.
No, Miami level terrible. Miami's a different level. All right.
I think Tampa is not good.
Yep.
So there's 3.
All right. That's probably it.
The Panthers, hit their ceiling. I think 7 wins now.
No, I don't think they get to 7.
6, 7 wins.
Yep. 6 maybe. Yeah. I just don't see where they're getting wins with that quarterback play. 2460610. Bob Davey due to be with us at the top of the hour. Fellas, if you could feel better, would you do it? Of course you would. The real question is, if you could feel better, why would you not do it? You can do it. You should do it. All you got to do is call New Mail. New Mail is helping guys all over the country. Guys who are lacking energy, dealing with hair loss, low T, erectile dysfunction. All things that are natural when men reach a certain age. Nothing to be ashamed of, guys. In fact, the only thing to be ashamed of is if you don't do anything about it. Do something about it and call New Mail. 505-652-1688. 505-652-1688. You'll feel better. New Mail offers cutting-edge programs, the latest treatments which are benefiting guys everywhere. Guys maybe like you who are done feeling fatigued, done feeling a lack of energy all the time. Call New Mail. 505-652-1688. 505-652-1688. New Mail's right here in Albuquerque. They have a tremendous success rate. If you are suffering from erectile dysfunction, depression, tired of being tired, you just want to feel better, do it. New Mail's for you. Call them. New Mail, 505-652-1688. 505-652-1688 and feel better. All right, got a pair of tickets to give away. You'll feel better if you win these tickets. Go see Leonard Skinnard. It is on September 22nd down at Isleta. You will be caller number
7.
7 right now, and you'll win those tickets. Caller number 7. 2460610 is the number.
So I'm going to take and then 7.
Yeah, you got to be that's me. Courtesy of your good friend Josue.
Oh yeah.
At 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Is this my car?
State Farm knows that for every one of those moments,
This is ridiculous!
there's one of these.
Is this my car? What? This is ridiculous.
This can't be happening!
This can't be happening.
Oh, it's happening, sweetheart.
Oh, it's happening, sweetheart. Shut up.
Shut up!
That's why State Farm is there, with car insurance for when things go wrong, but also here with car loans to help life go right. State Farm.
Talk to State Farm agent Marty Size or Michelle Rudolph in Albuquerque today.
St. Clair Winery and Bistro has been renamed in honor of our founders, the Lascombe family. D.H. Lascombe Winery and Bistro continues to deliver the same exceptional wine and food experience you've come to expect since 2005. Visit us today. D.H. Lascombe Winery and Bistro.
To win the race, I can't even explain how, in fact, I'm getting goosebumps right now talking about it. No matter where you go, you're an Indy 500 winner. The only way to be successful in racing is to stay on top of the technical edge, and we've done that with our dealership. So a lot of the technology in our service department and sales processes, everything is the very latest. That gives you an edge. That's being competitive in the car business. You can take it any way you want, but that's the truth.
What is glamour? Frailty. What is desire? Diamonds. They say a life lived without passion is hardly worth living.
Ma'am? Ma'am? Ma'am?
Dang, this one made me feel all special.
To win the race, I can't even explain how, in fact, I'm getting goosebumps right now talking about it. No matter where you go, you're an Indy 500 winner. The only way to be successful in racing is to stay on top of the technical edge, and we've done that with our dealership. So a lot of the technology in our service department and sales processes, everything is the very latest. That gives you an edge. That's being competitive in the car business. You can take it any way you want, but that's the truth.
Car Crafters, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Are you sure we're supposed to be doing this?
Don't worry, I've watched him do it 1,000 times. Come on, what's the worst that can happen?
No! Bad dog! Hi, welcome to Car Crafters. What happened? Don't worry, we'll make it like it never happened.
Car Crafters, it's like it never happened.
Dreamstyle Remodeling has been wowing homeowners in New Mexico since 1989. Selected as Best Custom Home Remodeler for 3 consecutive years by readers of the Albuquerque Journal, we're also your exclusive provider for top home improvement brands like Renewal by Anderson, Four Seasons, Blaze King, and many others. Founded and headquartered in Albuquerque, Dreamstyle Remodeling is family-owned and now employs more than 500 people across the southwestern U.S. In fact, we've helped more than 60,000 homeowners improve their home in New Mexico, Arizona, California, Idaho, and West Texas. We're committed to providing a superior customer experience. We've earned 4.6 stars with hundreds of online reviews and have an A+ with the BBB. Dreamstyle Remodeling is a proud supporter of UNM Athletics. Visit our beautiful 10,000 square foot showroom at 1460 Renaissance Boulevard across from Sam's Club or DreamstyleRemodeling.com to make your home remodeling dreams come true.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Sports Network. Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Folks, there's no other way but to be all in. Either he's Lord of all or he is not Lord at all. And you can experience the real and authentic, true life change that only God can provide to humanity. See, when we truly encounter Jesus and purpose to know him and follow his teachings, #life change will occur.
Get into the game with Garden Swartz Team Sales. They have everything you need, from screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing services, high school letterman jackets, and all high school and club uniforms, and individual and team apparel with the most reliable brands like Speedline, Rollins, and Wilson. And don't forget to check out the latest F7 Shut helmet. It's all at Garden Swartz Team Sales. Give them a call, 505-884-1234. Garden Swartz Team Sales.
Local Union 412. Find a career with
Leonard Skinner, give me 2 steps. Give me 2 steps, mister. Give me 2 steps towards the door.
Oh, yeah.
What's that smell? Hoo-hoo, that
Burritos?
smell.
Oh, no. That's not burritos.
No, I thought you'd play a little Leonard Skinner coming back.
Oh,
we got about,
man.
what, 4 players on the field? Kickers?
Oh,
They're always
special
the
teams,
first one out.
baby.
Yep, they're always the first one out. They're gonna
It might
practice
come
one.
down to that. You never know.
I guess what if their practice field is flooded? I guess they come into the stadium. You know, with a little rain last night, they didn't go out onto the practice
turf.
field. Little turf. Lobos Aggies here at Dreamstyle Stadium. It'll be Saturday afternoon, 2:38. You'll be out here. If you're driving out and about, you can listen to Robert Portnoy, Dontrell Moore over on News Radio KKOB. JJ Buck, a big part of the pregame and the postgame show. You were a huge part of the pregame show, by the way. I was driving down the other day, listening to the 2 segments of you and old Edwards sitting in the office and breaking it down, and it's good to hear you get
Live
part
from
of
the Albertson studio.
Oh, is it Albertson studio?
Absolutely.
Does that mean they give you a big old buffet?
I'm working on it.
All right.
That'd be good.
No, whatever you want.
So here's a fun fact for you.
Yeah.
A little
Craig
stat
on
of
the
the
line.
day. As of right now,
yes,
Eli Manning, his record as an NFL quarterback.
500.
116 and 116.
Yeah, I knew you were going to tell me.
That is the most Eli Manning stat ever. Yes,
Do you
he's
know
won
he's
two
won 2 Super Bowls?
Dang it.
Yep, that's why I just want to make sure you knew that.
But 116 and 116.
He's won 2 Super Bowls. You know what his record is in the Super Bowl? 2-0. You know what his record is in the Super Bowl against Tommy, the GOAT, the best ever? 2-0.
He'd be the best ever if he can't beat Eli Manning. In the Super Bowl.
You know, I think there's your argument for Joe Montana. If Edward comes in and bloviates this garbage at you, oh, he's the best, Thomas Edward Brady, can't beat Eli Manning.
Never beat Eli Manning in the Super Bowl.
There you go. Craig, good morning. You're on the Quan's Auto Care Hotline. Good day, Craig.
Good morning, gentlemen. How are you guys doing?
Excellent. How you living?
You guys look good, man, with the half light.
Yeah, you like that?
Well,
yeah,
you did for a second, and then I had to get on. Listen, people, if you go to ProView Network's website, you can still watch the show live, like I know you all want to do.
Yeah, that's right.
And,
we'll make your day.
And we only have 13 days left to get you into the Sports Hall of Fame.
I better vote for myself. I have not voted for me yet.
Should vote.
Yeah, I should vote.
It's time to do it. You should take the webcams with you into the voting booth too. That would be awesome.
So here's the deal. You know what? I've not pushed this at all. You have, and I appreciate it. And totally, JJ's like, "What are you paying Craig?" I'm like, "No, dude. I really appreciate the unsolicited support." This is the New Mexico Sports Hall of Fame, NMSHOF.org. Is that what it is?
.com. It's a .com.
You can go there, and there's a lot of people that are up for the New Mexico Sports Hall of Fame. The public voting is open through the end of the month. I'm humbled. I've been nominated for the New Mexico Sports Hall of Fame. If you would like to vote for me, that's great. There's a lot of other great options on there. But just go vote and take part in that. You're going to see a lot of names that you recognize and learn a lot. But and if you're so inclined, and I'd be humbled to have your vote, I think that'd be great. But just to be nominated is pretty crazy. But I appreciate you saying that a few times.
Oh, well, listen, as far as I can tell, I've gone through all the nominees. And so everybody can just take it from me. Vote for Jeff. He's the only class president on the whole list.
Am I the only class
as far
president?
as I can tell.
They asked for, like, what'd you do in high school? Yeah, I was class president junior year. Yeah, I was.
That's right. That's right. So he has the leadership qualities that we're looking for.
I lettered in basketball and track and field.
Yeah. And you have a daughter, it says.
I do. I absolutely have a daughter. See?
So,
everything on there is true. You can fact check it.
That's right. You've helped bring millions of dollars into the state with your stewardship of the New Mexico Bowl.
Ooh, is that what it says?
You're so fair-handed with both programs in this state and the lesser programs as well. Not that they're lesser. Everybody calm down. I like Rudy's idea the other day. Let's jam $50 million into let's split it down the middle, $25 million apiece. Either that, or can we get some roughnecks from New Mexico State and New Mexico, go down to Carlsbad and start drilling some holes. Let's get some money into these programs.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Because
all right, guys. Have a good one.
See you, Craig. All the resources in the world, you could use a few more. You know what I'm saying? Bob Davey expected to come by, coming up here in a bit. David Williams at the bottom of the hour. We're at Dreamstyle Stadium, where the Aggies and Lobos will play on Saturday. We're just here early getting good seats. You think we can keep these seats? They're going to throw us out on that.
They might.
I was here first.
1:30 on Saturday.
I was here for 1:30 on. Is that when they show up?
We could probably.
Is that when they show up?
Until then.
It's the opening drive at Dreamstyle Stadium on ProView Networks at 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
From a Week 1 loss on Monday night with a win over the Jets minus Sam Darnold. Baker Mayfield threw for 325 yards and a touchdown, and OBJ finished with 161 receiving yards, including a career-long 89-yard touchdown. Jags Pro Bowl cornerback Jalen Ramsey has requested a trade following a Sunday sideline altercation with head coach Doug Marrone, tension stemming from how he's been used on defense. Ramsey has made a living as a pure cover corner, but the Jags have him playing zone. The Dolphins are trading star safety Minkah Fitzpatrick to the Steelers. Pittsburgh looking to strengthen their defense after losing Ben Roethlisberger to a season-ending elbow surgery. The Saints slightly more lucky. Drew Brees set to miss 6 to 8 weeks with surgery on a torn thumb ligament on his throwing hand. This has been NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network.
Have you ever wanted to speak another language? Whether you want to speak Spanish, French, or German, Babbel's 10 to 15-minute lessons can get you speaking confidently in your new language within weeks.
I just started learning Spanish with Babbel, and it's really helping me with my pronunciation.
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿De dónde eres?
¿De dónde eres? Haha, I got it! I'm amazed how confidently I speak Spanish now. I wish I had tried Babbel sooner.
Babbel's award-winning technology gets you speaking right away. And best of all, you'll remember what you've learned. No wonder Babbel is the #1 selling language learning app in Europe. Try it for yourself and see why Babbel is the quick way to get conversational in a new language, like Spanish, German, Portuguese, and more. You can try Babbel for free. Go to Babbel.com or download the app and try it for free. That's Babbel, Babbel.com, or download the app to try it for free. That's Babbel.
The Dan Patrick Show.
We're saying there's a chance Tiger is going to be competitive. Well, he competed last year. He won his major this year. Did Father Time actually catch up with Tiger from April at Augusta to now?
Weekdays at 1, the Sports Animal.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/score. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And now you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/score. That's ZipRecruiter.com/score. ZipRecruiter.com/score.
I've been around a long time, seen a lot of gadgets show up that are supposed to make my job easier. Digital screwdrivers, Hammer 2.0, the new improved nail, now with more pointiness. You know what really makes my job easier? Grainger. Easy reordering, easy inventory solutions, and easy to do business with every time. Gadgets come and go. You want reliability. You want Grainger. Call, click Grainger.com, or stop by to see for yourself. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Welcome back to Amazon Prime one-day delivery trivia. Now to the next question. Susan and Tom just ordered a party-sized bag of candy, a piñata, and a karaoke machine for their kid's 8th birthday party, all using Amazon Prime one-day delivery. Assuming there are 10 rambunctious kids at the party, what else will she need to order in one day? Adam.
Aspirin?
Correct. Introducing one-day delivery from Amazon Prime. Order from millions of items. Tranquility delivered.
It may not be stomach issues.
For me, it's intense gas, or pain, or diarrhea, sometimes all at once, over and over.
I spent years with the symptoms but could never figure it out.
No matter what I did, they never went away. So I decided to break it down for my doctor and get really specific about my symptoms.
1 minute, last spot, 1 minute.
Deficiency, or EPI, may be the reason for my stomach issues.
EPI is caused by my pancreas. It leads to diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, unexplained weight loss, and oily stools. The symptoms just don't go away.
But EPI can show up with even one symptom.
The good news? EPI is manageable.
But to get to the right diagnosis, you have to break it down for your doctor and get specific about the severity of your symptoms.
Visit identifyepi.com to learn more and use the symptom checker to help change the conversation with your doctor. Brought to you by AbbVie.
K240BL, Albuquerque.
Here we go.
85.9 FM, 610 KNML, Albuquerque. The sports animal.
Rivalry week can't come too soon, huh? That's why we're out here on a Tuesday. Flacco Tuesday, or Taco Tuesday?
Flacco Tuesday.
It's the opening drive. Jeff JJ, Alden all out here at Dream Style Stadium. Josue back there in the lockdown that is downtown.
Oh, yeah, buddy.
I'm just surprised you got into work. How early did you come in?
Actually, same time. So due to the shuttle, that helped everything go smooth.
So was it a Cumulus shuttle? Was it one of ours? Or?
Yeah. It was Jasmine. She's.
Oh, I missed that memo.
Yeah, she was driving around.
That was nice of her to get you
in
in.
a pickup.
Was that an option for you and me?
It could have been if you guys decided to be here.
Nah, we got in here a little early. I brought burritos, and now we're watching guys kick footballs.
Impressive warm-up for these kickers.
Did you know, Josue?
Yes.
So we're watching the kickers warm up, right?
Okay.
So they put the ball on the 20-yard line, tee it up with the little, the little holder tee.
Yep.
So 30-yard field goal with no step drop. So literally, like, they put their plant foot down, right, and they stand there and swing the right leg, and are putting it through. What would you say at about a 95% clip, JJ?
That's a pretty good clip.
With no step drop from 30 yards out.
86.5, 86.
Wow, that's impressive.
Could you
I
do
couldn't
that?
do that. No,
You could?
I'd have to
No.
take at least 2 steps.
I could do it.
You did lettering.
Oh, it sounds like a challenge.
That's right. It is on my bio.
Hey, Saturday I show up early. We'll
I'll be here early on Saturday. I'll be under that big tree out there about 11 o'clock from here.
Yeah, that's a good spot.
Grief as I give kickers.
Yeah, you do give kickers
I give
because it was a
kickers a lot of
rough
grief.
Sunday in the NFL for kickers, by the way.
But that is a difficult task. Like, there's some people that can bomb them, sure. But everyone thinks in their own mind they're good at something.
That's right.
Like, I kicked a 50-yard field goal at the high school the other
that's
weekend.
awesome.
That's cool. How about you line up and do it?
Yeah, that's awesome.
In a game.
Go do
with
the
pressure
time.
and
That's
time.
right.
Yeah, it's a little
Yeah,
different.
go ahead. And that's like the whole Carly Lloyd thing. Oh, look, she can kick a 55-yard field goal. She should be on an NFL team. Stop it.
Oh, doink.
It's another doink. Right? The whole. Did you see her? She took an 8-step drop, and she was able to kick a 50-yard field goal and just stop. Stop. She can't do that in the NFL at that level. All right, the opening drive. We're live out at Dream Style Stadium. Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck, and doing a little setup. Bob Davey joins us as we're watching.
Scared to open up, man.
Yeah, those should work.
Come on, open it up.
Really new at this?
Good to see you. How you feeling?
Good. How you guys doing?
I think we're good. Thanks for the hospitality. Opening up your stadium for us.
Yeah, probably disappointed. You thought maybe Trump was sneaking in.
No,
as a
that's why
surprise
we
guest
that's why
down
we
there,
ran
right?
out of downtown.
Yeah.
It was we thought, well, let's get people fired up about this rivalry. Let's let people know how they can get some tickets and get them out here, and let's get us out of that grid that is the lockdown that's downtown.
Absolutely.
It worked for everybody. And I brought enough. I didn't bring them enough burrito. They ate your burrito.
They did?
Yeah, Frank did. Frank took your burrito. I brought enough burritos for you, and he ate it earlier.
That's okay. That's all right. We got to go out to the practice field here in a minute anyhow, so that's probably not a good pre-practice.
You look like you're ready to coach. Are you going out and coaching today?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm still on a pitch count a little bit. Mandated probably 75% by the doctors, but 25% by the head doctor, Joanne.
Yeah, that's right.
So I'm probably, I'm still on the pitch count a little bit, but I feel good. I've been around as much as I can possibly be around, meetings. Probably going to wait one more week to, officially come back 100%.
So is that the plan next week?
I think so, yeah. You know,
And that means taking the trip to Liberty and going out there?
Absolutely, yeah. I think probably this week, again, stay away from game day. You know, I just think I'm not really the guy that goes up in the press box and watches from the press box, or I don't think that's going to give us any advantage in winning the game, quite honestly. And I think sometimes that can be more of a distraction than what it's worth. So probably another week of watching it on television, I guess, AT&T Network,
Yeah,
right?
I thought of you during the game, and I tried to envision you in your home watching that game. And I don't know if you were by yourself. I don't know if Joanne was with you. Because that was probably a first for you. Huh? How was that?
That was a first. Unique. You know, Mike Tirico called me about 30 minutes before the kickoff.
Yeah, that's what he said.
And we talked and laughed a little bit. And then Joanne came in and said, should I watch this with you? Or she said, do you think it's a better idea if I watch it on the other TV? I said, it's probably a better idea if you watch it on the other
Good
TV.
call, yeah.
So we were in there both hollering. You know, you could hear me hollering things and hear Joanne
So what are you yelling
hollering
at that
things.
point? Are you yelling as a coach? Are you yelling as a fan?
A coach. But, you know, it was interesting watching on television. You really do. I see where football has become kind of a television game. You know, I mean, particularly when someone like NBC doing it with all those cameras and just the incredible job they do capturing the moment at Notre Dame, capturing the moment in South Bend, the class in which they do things. It's probably one of the things we're contesting right now in our profession. I mean, these games on television are pretty intriguing and pretty exact watching. I mean, I could see everything, you know, and I was on the phone. Clay had his phone on in the press box, and I was kind of back and forth with Clay and Joe Daly and, you know, talking about how long we're going to keep Sharon in there in the first half with the turnovers.
So you were in on that?
I was in on it, yeah. I wasn't in on it a lot. But I was in on it enough to know everything that was going on. And, you know, it was, you know, just back to that game, it's a shame, and I know you hear this, you know, there's so many ways when you lose and get your butt beat to kind of spin things in whatever direction you want to spin it. But it was a shame that the score was what the score was of that game, quite honestly.
Because you feel you played better?
Yeah. I mean, we competed. There were a lot of really good plays. You know, you take our defense, there were a lot of really, really good plays. The ugly was ugly, though. You know, the couple jet sweeps they ran where the kid just went untouched on kind of the reverse, the wide receiver reverse. And then they threw the little dump down to the tight end on the crossing route, and we missed about 6 tackles. But from just a competitive, at the point of attack, at the line of scrimmage, I was actually encouraged with what it looked like. You know, it turned into a complete perimeter game for them on offense, using 83, their big wide receiver. And then, you know, we put some young corners in there late that we know are going to be good players for us and said, look, man, let's get these guys in the game and let's go play with them. I don't think the score should have been as bad as what the score was, quite honestly. That was probably a 42-17, 38-17 kind of game. You know, we missed, you know, the field goal we botched down there with the high, hot snap. So overall, you know, I was, you know, I thought we were a pretty good-looking team, you know, when you sat there and looked at it on television. Obviously, the 3 turnovers in the first half killed us.
Bob Davie is here. We're in Dreamstyle Stadium. He's in the booth with us. And Bob's going to sit out this week. Saga Tuatele is going to be the acting head coach, and then the plan is to return to the sidelines at Liberty next week.
Well, Bob, you just gave us a little bit of insight, you know, some of the communication you had. But what was it like emotionally just sitting there having to watch your team play a game on TV?
It was hard. It was really, really hard. You know, particularly, I mean, I spent 8 years in that stadium. You know, I did that every Saturday for 8 years. And, you know, at a place like that, it's just not Saturday. You know, it's 365 days a year you're doing that. And definitely, as I said last week in the press conference, not the way the script was written. It was difficult. It was difficult. But again, you know, once the game started, it was kind of what the game is when you are there. You know, you kind of forget about all that kind of stuff, and the game is the game. And, you know, it was just kind of frustrating, again, with some of the things that came back and haunted us and hurt us in the game, because I didn't think the gap was quite as wide as that score, as I said.
How do you feel your team has responded to just everything that's gone on, human level, and then, you know, just getting back to student-athlete and the job that's ahead of them?
We'll know a lot more this week. I mean, let's be honest. You know, Doug Martin's saying the same thing with his team. I said before the season started, the Sam Houston game and the New Mexico State game were a lot more important than the Notre Dame game. I'm sure they looked at their schedule and said, okay, our season really starts when we go to Albuquerque and play New Mexico. They have Fresno State next week. But I think both of us probably are in the same boat, that we're going to have a much more honest assessment of our team, particularly now Tavaka is back as the starting quarterback.
So that's going to be the way that is.
Yeah, Tavaka is the starting quarterback. And, it's interesting, his mother's father passed away. His dad's father passed away Friday morning.
This last Friday?
This last Friday morning.
Goodness, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so Tavaka will go home after the game to attend the funeral and some of the services for his other grandfather. So it's been a complicated set of unique circumstances.
So with that said, and knowing how mental this game is, and I know you're not going to be necessarily making the calls, although maybe you will be on game day, is it a shorter leash just because of the emotional piece of it?
With Tavaka?
Yeah.
No. I mean, he has been through it all. It's he went back to Samoa in the summertime, spent time back there. I mean, he's been through it all, so he's ready to go.
Do you have another segment in it? Do you have to get
Yeah,
down? Do you have
no,
a few
I'm
more
good.
minutes? All right, we're going to take the break. Bob Davie is here in the booth with us. We're at Dreamstyle Stadium. Lobos and Aggies on Saturday out here. Dave Williams is the Deputy Athletic Director. He's going to be with us at 9:30, let you know how to get your tickets, all the game day experience, make sure that you get out here on what should be an absolutely beautiful autumnal Saturday for a rivalry game on this coming Saturday. It's the opening drive. We're on ProView Networks. Jeff Sabieta, J.J. Buck at Dreamstyle Stadium on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
The Jim Rome Show.
If I'm a player in Nevada, that's tough. You lose a guy that you love. Alfred is not Eric Musselman. Not as good a coach, not as good a guy, and they're not going to like playing for him as much, I hate to say.
Weekdays at 10, the Sports Animal.
Join the best loyalty club in golf, Sandia Golf Club's Champions Club, where you earn free golf and unlock the best rate possible at one of our state's most beautiful courses. The unprecedented Sandia Golf Club. Stop by. Visit sandiagolf.com or call 798-3990 today.
You've been hurt at work and you're having a tough time recovering. Did you know medical marijuana might be an option? In New Mexico, workers' compensation has its own court, and you need a lawyer that specializes in workers' comp. That's Fogel Law Firm. They'll work with your insurance company to get you what you're entitled to under the law. Personal injury lawyers don't have expertise for workers' comp claims. Call the experts for a free consultation at the Fogel Law Firm, 255-9092 or FOGEL
Richardson & Richardson Construction knows New Mexico, and they understand what it takes to build or renovate commercial and industrial structures. They're also Butler builders, using the industry-leading products and efficiencies of Butler Manufacturing. Look around the state, and you'll see Butler steel buildings we've built at wind farms, manufacturing facilities, municipal facilities, and warehouses. When you're ready to build, call Richardson & Richardson Construction at 881-2268 or visit them online at www.headachefreeconstruction.com.
When we spend money on a home improvement project, we want it to look great, but also want it to pay for itself. I'm Scott Stigler. My friend Andy Pomeroy at Windsor Door Sales let me in on a little secret. A new garage door returns almost 98% of the cost in home value. Ever look at garage doors on your street? Honestly, most are plain and boring. But then there's the one that looks so classy. Upgrade yours by calling 345-6604 or go to WindsorDoorSales.com. Family owned and trusted in New Mexico since 1970.
For years, Ben Lucero and Indigo Mortgage has been telling you when you need a mortgage loan, shop around even if it means you get an offer from the competition. Michael Carlisle here. A recent study shows first-time home buyers are the most likely to shop around, but they rely heavily on big internet lenders. That's a bad move because those internet lenders are notorious for taking advantage of first-time home buyers and anyone looking for a loan who isn't getting multiple offers. If you shop around, you're likely to save thousands of dollars in unnecessary points and fees. Just recently, Indigo Mortgage has heard from 5 different borrowers who got hooked up with that lender that rhymes with pocket. In all 5 cases, Indigo Mortgage was able to get a rate a quarter to a half point lower and saved up to $4,000 in fees. When you shop, make sure you do it with a local lender you can trust. That's Indigo Mortgage. Call them at 836-5700 or visit them at indigomortgage.net. Nobody cares more about your mortgage loan than Ben Lucero and his team at Indigo Mortgage, 836-5700.
NMLS 188348.
Guys, if you could feel better, wouldn't you? The better question is, if you could feel better, why would you not? Of course you would, and you can with NuMale. It's Jeff Symbieta. NuMale has helped guys all over the country. Guys who are lacking energy, dealing with hair loss, low T, and erectile dysfunction. All things that are natural as men reach a certain age is nothing to be ashamed of. In fact, the only thing to be ashamed of is if you don't do anything about it. Call NuMale at 652-1688 and feel better. NuMale offers cutting-edge programs, the latest treatments, which have benefited guys everywhere. Guys like you who are done feeling fatigued, done feeling a lack of energy, done dealing with erectile dysfunction. Call NuMale. 652-1688. NuMale is right here in Albuquerque and has
30 seconds. Here we go.
From erectile dysfunction, depression, tired of being tired, and just want to feel better, NuMale is for you. Call NuMale at 652-1688. 652-1688 and feel better.
Call us up at 246-0610 or 888-922-0610. Brought to you by Quan's Auto Care, Collision and Mechanical Repair. We make it better. 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal. Catch the Sports Bar with Michael Carlisle and Mike Trujillo. Local talk today at 3, 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
Opening drives live at Dreamstyle Stadium. Lobos and Aggies on Saturday afternoon for the 110th time in the rivalry of enchantment. 2:38 kickoff. Come out. The weather's supposed to be perfect. Mid-70s and a perfect autumnal land of enchantment Saturday. JJ and I are live at Dreamstyle Stadium. Bob Davie is with us. Bob is not going to coach this week as he recovers from the medical episode that happened after the Sam Houston game, but is going to practice and take part in practice, and then the plan is to be back for Liberty next week. But how active are you in practices?
Pretty active. I feel honestly 100%. I just don't want to go against what the wife and the doctors advise, quite honestly. And again, I used this word before. I don't want to be a distraction. I don't want to get right in the middle of it, and then all of a sudden I have some little relapse or something that causes another distraction. Right. Because, I know it sounds funny, but like your first response, or at least my first response is, it's a little bit embarrassing. What happened after the game, and that the players have to see that, and obviously your family. So you just don't want to put people in that situation again, even though the odds would be very low that something like that would happen. So with me, it's either all or nothing.
Personally, and I don't want to get too into it, but it's the first serious medical episode of your life, right?
Absolutely.
And I know when I had one, we were just talking about off the air, it does do something to you up here. It all of a sudden makes you, made me think a little bit differently. Do you, to your point, do you approach things a little bit differently?
I think it's, quality of life,
yeah,
right?
Appreciative.
And everyone's a little bit different. I'm not the one that's just going to go into the fetal position, right, because I don't think that's really quality of life. Every day it's about being challenged. Maybe like those demons that every day there's a competitive thing and you want to win every day. So some of that's demons, but certainly, you're going to lay there and talk about that with your wife and go through all of those scenarios. But man, it's, quality of life to me is being in the middle of something. Even at ESPN when I did that, and I had about as good a gig as there was, quite honestly, I really did. It wasn't just quite the same. But with that, you don't want to be selfish. You only want to do it if you're really good at doing it and you feel like you can make a difference and make things better. Because I sat back, I was a big fan of Joe Paterno. I grew up in Pennsylvania and watched Joe Paterno. And I remember late in Joe Paterno's career, now he's probably 80 years old at the time, saying, well, I feel good. I feel good. I feel good. Well, it's more than just you feeling good. It's are you making the place and making the players and the team better by being there? You know, it's not all about you.
And it's hard to self-evaluate sometimes.
It is.
It is.
It is.
How's your family dealing with it? And Joanne's there every day, and I know Audra is moved to Arizona with Brian and Bo. But, you know, obviously we always talk about the person, and then you start thinking a little bit, a couple layers deeper, and obviously the family has to deal with it.
Yeah, and, you know, we're a tight family.
Yeah.
I mean, I say that, you know, the reason I stayed at ESPN as long as I did was because Clay was in the 8th grade when I was done at Notre Dame, and then Audra went to the University of Illinois that was right down the road, and then, you know, we kept the place in Scottsdale, and Audra goes to law school at ASU, and Clay goes to ASU. We're all been here in Albuquerque since I first came to Albuquerque, so it's been a family thing every step of the way, and you know, it rocked them a little bit, but again, man, I'm still here, you know. So we've kind of moved past it, honestly, now, and something you don't dwell on a lot.
Jeff always likes to ask the question, like, can you enjoy moments? He was talking with Saga about it on Monday morning, like just be able to take a step back, take in the atmosphere. You're playing a football game at Notre Dame, and you just mentioned that competitive spirit. Like, what are those moments that you take, whether it's during a game or through a week, that just reignites that fire?
Yeah, no question you can. And that's one of the things I look back at Notre Dame. When you're younger, I don't think you do it because I don't think you can do it. But when you get older, you can sit back and say, you know what, I'm really proud I coached at Notre Dame. And I'm really proud that I'm great friends with Mike Tirico and people like that because we've had relationships over the years and they really know me and know what myself and my family are all about. So you do. You know, I do sit back now and look at and say, you know what, my win-loss record may be this, but there's a bigger picture to all this, and you do kind of appreciate all these experiences that you've had and all these connections and all these people that you've been around that really know you and really know what you stand for. So I do think that's the only way you can be happy. You know, you can't only be happy based on what other people think of you and how other people evaluate you. You know, this kind of gets you back to those circle of friends that you've had. And honestly, that circle's so much bigger than what you even thought it was or remembered. You know, the people that reach out to you that like, you know, I had a kid named Casey Robin that wasn't a very good player at Notre Dame. And I kind of didn't even really remember his name, quite honestly. He sent me a note as he said, Coach, there's one thing you used to always say, and I want you to think about it now. He said, you have to feel bad before you really appreciate what feeling good feels like. And he kind of teased me of that's something I used to always say to the team. You got to feel bad before you ever really appreciate feeling good. And he wrote me this note and said that. But just I think you realize that circle and what you've accomplished is so much bigger than getting down in the weeds with, you know, did we win the game or not? You know, it's such a bigger landscape and a bigger picture than all that.
Bob Davies with us here in the booth at Dreamstyle Stadium. It's you never know who you're affecting, right? And I say this all the time. I say a lot of things all the time, probably like a coach does, right? Yeah. But you never know what little thing is going to have an impact on somebody along the way.
Yeah.
And Kelly Robbins' his name, is that what you said?
Casey Robbins.
Casey Robbins. Like, you never thought about it twice, did you?
Yeah.
That's probably stuck with him his whole life.
And it's that drip effect.
Yeah, no doubt.
You know, it's not like you come in today and, okay, I'm going to give this great message. It's just the consistency in how you handle things and handle situations. And that's one thing that I've always been proud of. You know, I've been under the gun. If you're in this profession,
that's right,
or you do what we do, you're going to get nicked. You are going to get nicked, particularly at certain places. There's more nickability, you know, there just is. And it's just the consistency of how you try to handle things day to day. But your point's well taken, you know, in that just the relationships you make in this profession. And you kind of sit back and look at the big picture of it and say, you know what, man, I've done pretty good. It's been a pretty good run.
Now, with all that being said, when you look at this team, you mentioned you're going to get a better idea. Just the path they're on, the steps they've taken so far, what do you think?
I'm anxious to watch us this week and in these next several weeks. We've got a really, really good locker room. I know that's kind of a cliche, but we really do. We have really good kids on this team. I've talked a little bit. Do we have a really good huddle, though? Do we have the guy that's going to step in that huddle and jump up and make some big plays and get us over get us to the next step here? Because there's a difference between just a good locker room and all the chemistry and all the do-right and all the academics. You need a good huddle, too. And we're going to find out here over these next couple of weeks, do we have a quarterback? Do we have a quarterback that can go win games for us? What's going to emerge at running back? You saw a bunch of little different running backs in there against Notre Dame. Looked pretty good. Bryson Carroll jumps up and makes a run. Amari did some good things against Sam Houston. Who's going to be the running back that carries the ball 180 times for us this year? We think we have some guys at wide receiver, but yet we didn't really throw it like I thought we would as productively against Notre Dame. On defense, there's been some signs of things, even though the statistics, again, are terrible. I don't know yet. I really like the locker room. I really like the chemistry.
Tell me if I'm reading too much into this, and defensively especially. I didn't think, and I'm kind of looking at the first quarter and a half before it started to get out of control. I didn't think you got out physicaled. No. I look at the fourth down conversion that they barely got. I look at the fourth and goal that it took time and time and time for them to put their hands up in the air. I didn't think, and this was my concern because I watched them push Louisville around a week and a half ago. I thought they were going to push you all over the field, and I didn't think. To your point that they took the game outside. It feels like their game plan was to just blow you out in the middle, and they realized, wow, maybe we need to take this vertical and use our speed as opposed to physicality.
I think that's very accurate. And I'll be curious to watch Notre Dame against the Georgias of the world. Are they physical enough? They're big, good-looking guys, but are they physical enough? In contrast, the year before, Wisconsin just slammed us, slapped us,
right up
just
the gut.
Slapped us.
Right,
and we couldn't stop it, with the big tailback.
And I didn't see that.
No, not at all. And the same thing really offensively. It's not like they mauled us. And that's probably the thing that's a little bit frustrating, but yet a little bit encouraging. It really did turn into a perimeter game, particularly with their offense. They really struggled running the ball. And there were a lot of negative or no-gain plays in there that were very physical.
All right, lastly before you go, and your team's on the field, I know you want to get down there. Rivalry this weekend, it means a lot to people in the state. We had Doug Martin on earlier. Obviously, it means a lot to them. They're 0-3 and just got beat. He did say one thing, and he was talking about the practice facilities. He said we couldn't go on our field. It was flooded. We had 20 yards to practice on. He said, Frank, what was the quote? New Mexico's got all the resources in the world up there. I guess perspective is everything, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. And we're about the same team, us and New Mexico State, quite honestly. They've got a new weight room. I guess they have a new locker room. They put new turf in a couple years ago. Yeah. Cosmetically, our place may look a little bit better.
You got the indoor.
Yeah, cosmetically, it may look a little bit better. I know this. You always think the grass is greener. Mm-hmm. I did at Notre Dame. I did at Texas A&M. I would look at other teams and say, man, they have all the advantages. We're very, very similar. We are very, very similar in what we do, and I've got a lot of respect for them. I do. I think their quarterback's good. They've got the transfer receiver from Baylor, number 13. It's good. Obviously, number 1, number 2, O.J. Clark. They're talented, and they've got a good coaching staff. This should be a great game. This really should. And everything you said, I won't quite use the phrase you used about describing the
beautiful autumnal Saturday.
The autumnal. You take me back. Mark Jones was the guy when I was at ESPN that broke up that vocabulary as well like that.
He's good.
It should be a great afternoon, and I hope everybody comes out. 2 o'clock. Don't use it's the too hot 2 o'clock thing.
No, it's not. It's going to be mid-70s and perfect. Grab some people you like. Everybody's got a few you like. Load up a cooler. Get out here early, and then make sure you get your tickets. And we'll let you know how to do all that mobile ticket and everything else. So you're not there's no excuses. There's none. It's New Mexico State. It should be exciting, and there's a lot of tradition. And if you got a few friends, bring them. If not, make them, and then get yourself out there. Bottom line, it's good to see you healthy.
Good to see you guys, man. I appreciate you.
You look good. You sound good, and it's good to know that the plan is that you'll be back out there on the sidelines in Lynchburg next weekend.
Yeah, and you're going to sit up here and evaluate practice. So
That's
you guys, right. JJ, you can give me the notes. You take the offense. Jeff, you take the defense.
Here's what's impressive, right? We're watching the kickers. The no-step drill, where they just put their plant down and just swing their right foot from 30 yards, they were about 95%. That's pretty impressive.
Nice. Now, don't be giving these secrets out either.
I just want to go try it.
Yeah.
All right, go feel good. It's good to see you.
Thank
it's the opening drive. We're live at Dreamstyle Stadium at 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Is this my car?
State Farm knows that for every one of those moments,
This is ridiculous.
there's one of these.
Is this my car? What? This is ridiculous.
This can't be happening.
This can't be happening.
Oh, it's happening, sweetheart.
Oh, it's happening, sweetheart.
Shut up.
Shut up.
That's why State Farm is there, with car insurance for when things go wrong, but also here with car loans to help life go right. State Farm.
Talk to State Farm agent Marty Size or Michelle Rudolph in Albuquerque today.
St. Clair Winery and Bistro has been renamed in honor of our founders, the Lascombe family. D.H. Lascombe Winery and Bistro continues to deliver the same exceptional wine and food experience you've come to expect since 2005. Visit us today. D.H. Lascombe Winery and Bistro.
To win the race, I can't even explain how, in fact, I'm getting goosebumps right now talking about it. No matter where you go, you're an Indy 500 winner. The only way to be successful in racing is to stay on top of the technical edge, and we've done that with our dealership. So a lot of the technology in our service department and sales processes, and everything is the very latest. That gives you an edge. That's being competitive in the car business. You can take it any way you want, but that's the truth.
What is glamour? Frailty. What is desire? Diamonds. They say a life lived without passion is hardly worth living.
Ma'am? 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 Dang, this one made me feel all special.
To win the race, I can't even explain how, in fact, I'm getting goosebumps right now talking about it. No matter where you go, you're an Indy 500 winner. The only way to be successful in racing is to stay on top of the technical edge, and we've done that with our dealership. So a lot of the technology in our service department and sales processes, and everything is the very latest. That gives you an edge. That's being competitive in the car business. You can take it any way you want, but that's the truth.
Car Crafters, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Are you sure we're supposed to be doing this?
Don't worry, I've watched him do it 1,000 times. Come on, what's the worst that can happen?
No! Bad dog! Hi, welcome to Car Crafters. What happened? Don't worry, we'll make it like it never happened.
Car Crafters, it's like it never happened.
Dreamstyle Remodeling has been wowing homeowners in New Mexico since 1989. Selected as Best Custom Home Remodeler for 3 consecutive years by readers of the Albuquerque Journal, we're also your exclusive provider for top home improvement brands like Renewal by Anderson, Four Seasons, Blaze King, and many others. Founded and headquartered in Albuquerque, Dreamstyle Remodeling is family owned and now employs more than 500.
We're at Dreamstyle Stadium. Jeff Symbieta, J.J. Buck. He looks healthy, right? I mean, does
look good.
Like,
it was great to see Bob.
Well, if you didn't know, you wouldn't look at that man and say he had a serious medical episode 2 weeks and 2 days ago, right?
Yes.
All right. The news on that is Tavaka Tuioti will be your starting quarterback on Saturday against New Mexico State. And Bob Davie will not coach this weekend, at least not coach from the stadium. He might coach via his cell phone sitting in his living room. Joanne will, well, I don't know if she will, but she did last week watch from a different room than Bob did. And Davie said he's got one more test, and he's planning on making the trip to Lynchburg and being on the sideline a week from Saturday when the Lobos play at Liberty. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta, J.J. Buck. Alden's producing on ProView, and Hoser back at the studio. We are joined, as you can see on, look at, you wore a tie for the television, is that right? Pleasure to see you on the ProView. Dave Williams, the Deputy Athletic Director here at the University of New Mexico. Good morning.
Good morning, guys. Appreciate you being on.
No, I appreciate your hospitality. I appreciate you opening up the building to us
and a place to go
getting us out of the Trump stuff downtown and the whole blockade down there. Here's my deal, and I say this, another one I say all the time. Don't call me and complain to me that the ticket lines are long when you're in line 15 minutes before a game to get tickets. Go get your tickets, load up a freshie, and stand in line an hour and a half before, 2 hours, 3 days before. You probably know today, but now there's even better options. You got a lot of ways people can get out here, and I think the bottom line is Saturday's supposed to be 78 and perfect, 75 degrees and perfect. You got a rivalry game mid-afternoon, Saturday afternoon, college football, first day of fall. Get yourself out here.
Yeah, it's supposed to be beautiful, and we're thankful of that. After the last game with the Heat, we were thinking to ourselves, what could we do to create some more shade or create some misting stations or do some other things with that? What should we have done? But with the 78 to 81 degree temperature that we're expecting, we won't need any of those this weekend, and it should be beautiful.
Yeah, it should be perfect. All right, there's some mobile options. Walk people through the best way to get your tickets, to get in, because you've got a lot of options, and if you go mobile, you save yourself $5.
Yeah, the biggest thing that we've tried to think about this summer with our change to our Pacquiao and ticketing system was how can we make this as convenient as possible? Lines, we don't like lines. When I'm standing in to go into a game, if I stand in line, it's not a pleasant experience. So what can we do? So the first line we tried to tackle was the buying of the ticket line. And with the buying of the ticket line, we decided to keep prices the same as they were last year. However, if you go online, which is the action that we want people to take, we try to encourage people to go to the action we want them to take. So we're giving them $5 off the regular price ticket if they go online and purchase their ticket through golobos.com/tickets.
All right, so you go to golobos.com/tickets, or if you go to golobos.com, you go to buy tickets.
Yep, and that can be game day. So you could walk up to the ticket line and see that there's 4 people in front of you, and you don't want to wait for those 4 people. You can go online right there and get that same deal.
And save $5. Then take your phone, and you walk up to the gate. They scan the code on your phone, and you're in, and you get your seat.
So that's the second line we try to have less of a wait for. So the first line was the buy your ticket line. So second line is the get in the game line. So one thing that our new system allows is it allows us to have the research and the data for where people enter the stadium. And so through our scanning of our tickets last week, we found that over 50% of every person that came in the gate came in this northwest entrance. So the entrance that faces Isotopes Park, I believe it's gate 4 as well. And so if you show up at gate 4, 15 minutes before the game, you're going to wait. If there is a wait at gate 4, where over 50% of the people came in last week went, go to gate 1, go to gate 8, go to gate 3.
So there are multiple entrances to get in now. You can go in on the northeast corner. You can go in on the southwest corner. Will the southeast be open as well?
Yes, that's a student entrance only, though.
Okay.
And so we're going to try to do a better job this week of being out and seeing those lines, knowing where there are not lines, and redirecting people to the places where they can get in the stadium as fast as they possibly can. Again, that's the second line that we wanted to have go down. So the buying the ticket line was one, and then the getting in the gate line as second.
Dave Williams is the Deputy Athletic Director here at the University of New Mexico. He's with us. We're in the broadcast booth at
of course, getting into the game, enjoying the experience, but there's going to be an added level with Aggie fans. The tailgating, the experience is going to be real outside. I know that's something that you guys are always working on, and this year have a lot more going on over in the northwest area of the parking lot.
So when I got here in February, that's one of the questions I asked. What have we done in the past, and did it work? And when the did it work question was, yeah, kinda. And so my question to them was, I had no history
Not good enough.
at the University of New Mexico and what New Mexicans want in their pregame experience. I knew what South Dakota was like. I knew the national trends. But I asked our staff, what do you think they want? And so what we decided was we want to create a community, and we want to create the tailgating areas to be condensed into an area in one place. And the best case scenario is to have that place be right along one of the driveways. So if you're driving past the game on those game days, you're like, wow, something's going on there. So one thing we created was that Howl Zone. The Howl Zone is in that northwest corner of the lot just west of the stadium.
Stadium West.
Yep, Stadium West lot. And in that lot, it's a fenced-in area, but that fenced-in area is open to the public. It is a free, open to the public area where we have a band. I apologize, I can't remember the name of the band this week. We have food trucks, Fuddruckers, and Rio Bravo is in there serving their spirits. And by the way, we're having a new spirit this week. Lobo Louie IPA is going to make a appearance this week for the first time ever, thanks to our friends at Rio Bravo. We have a merchandise area in there. We also have some private tents. So those private tents, there are about 20 of them this week, will be in those as well. But the other areas are free, open to the public, and we think that's a community gathering space, which I've been told New Mexicans really want. They want that space where they can go, and they don't have to create their own tailgate experience. They can come experience it with all the other Lobo fans and maybe even some Aggie fans this weekend.
I think the key is plan. It's Tuesday. Get out here early. All the outlets. So, and I know we got to take this break. Did I hit everything on your list? Students, you got the Red Rally and the tailgating and everything else? Yeah,
we're just looking forward to really creating, what was college football about? Why is college football different? Well, it's because of the students. And you're really trying to create that college environment. And it all starts on Thursday night at the Red Rally for the students where we burn the it'll be my first experience. I'm really looking forward to it. We burned the 25-foot Aggie.
You burn an Aggie?
Supposedly. That's what I've been
told
Aggie. At least. And so
Frank's all go, yeah, what else would you do? Like, of course you burn an Aggie.
And then we're trying to create the best student environment we possibly can.
It's like a fake Aggie, right? It's a 25-foot. Do they
really
grow?
So.
They grow 20. They grow them 25 feet tall. All right. GoLobos.com/tickets. Get your mobile tickets. If not, you can go the traditional ways. If you want to have that ticket in your hand, you can do that too. You can call 925-LOBO. That's the ticket office. You can go to the ticket office at the pit. It's open all week long during regular business hours. 925-5626 is 925-LOBO. Just bottom line is make your plans. Honestly, it's ideal. It's a rivalry. It's going to be a perfect autumnal Saturday afternoon.
That's what it's all about.
And grab some friends, fill up a cooler, and get yourself out here and enjoy it and enjoy the experience. And there's a lot of ways. And give them a shot. For all of you who've complained, and I'm not saying there's all of you have, but those of you have, they're trying to do something. They're listening to you. And I think that's really, Dave, the key.
No, I think that's exactly right. And we're always trying to do things better. And that's one of my administrative beliefs is to try to get better every single day. And if nothing else, I think that's certainly a mantra our staff has taken this fall and throughout the year is just like the Bears when they knew they had to get a kicker that can make that last field goal. They had to get better every single day.
That's not
someone gave me a tip that you're a big Bronco fan, and sorry to throw that one in there. But hey, we're going to get better. We know the things that have to happen. And we're going to try to make them happen.
Give it a shot now.
We know what this is supposed to look like.
Now get out here and enjoy it. It's good to see you.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Thanks for coming by. Thanks for the hospitality
Absolutely.
this week.
Thanks, guys.
All right, we'll come back, wrap it up. Probably time for a call or two if you want to get in. It's the opening drive. We're live at Dreamstyle Stadium on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
This is Boomer Esiason with the CBS Sports Minute. Washington State coach Mike Leach was asked yesterday about California's Fair Pay to Play Act, which would enable college athletes in the state to be paid for the use of their likenesses. If you're creating a recruiting advantage beyond what already exists, I think it's going to be very difficult. I think there will be a huge imbalance and you'll destroy college football. Then Leach took his comments farther, a lot farther. California has trouble keeping their streets clean right now, so my thought is that they probably ought to focus on that. But at the rate that California is handling their infrastructure and some of their other problems, I think we'll see how they do with that before I really think it would be beneficial for the legislature in California to enter into college football. Are you folks also scratching your heads over this one? I am. I'm Boomer Esiason.
Hi, I'm Jay Farner, CEO of Quicken Loans, America's largest mortgage lender. Let's talk credit card debt for a minute. If you feel you're carrying too much of it, you're not alone. The average household in the U.S. carries over $8,000 in credit card debt. Ready for some good news? With a cash-out refinance from Quicken Loans, you can quickly and easily put some of the equity in your home to good use by paying off a lot of that high-interest credit card debt. A great way to take cash out is with our 30-year fixed-rate mortgage. The rate today on our 30-year fixed-rate mortgage is 4.125%, APR 4.22%. Call us today at 800-QUICKEN to learn how taking cash out with a 30-year fixed mortgage might be the right solution for you. And for a record 9 years in a row, J.D. Power has ranked Quicken Loans highest in the nation in customer satisfaction for primary mortgage origination. Call us today at 800-QUICKEN or go to rocketmortgage.com.
For J.D. Power award information, visit jdpower.com. Rates subject to change. Pay 0.88% fee to receive this discounted rate. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender. License in all 50 states. NMLS number 3030.
There's a new home for Lobo Talk, and you're listening to it. Lobo Talk.
I'm your host, Robert Portnoy.
Catch the voice of the Lobos, Robert Portnoy, right here on 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal. Every week as he talks with Lobo coaches, players, and more. Lobo Talk, Wednesday nights at 7 o'clock right here on 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
Dear movers and shakers, we know how you roll, and we're with you on the tarmac or terrain in the 2019 RAV4, in the comfy Highlander with seating for up to 8, in the sharp 2019 Toyota Camry with its available cockpit red leather seats. And we're with you in the all-new 2020 Toyota Corolla, loaded with attitude and the latest tech. We're with you. Let's go, Toyota.
Get 0% APR for 60 months on a new 2019 Tundra with $1,667 per thousand borrow. Or get $3,500 cash back on Tundra. Offers end September 30th. Toyota, let's go places.
Excludes TRD Pro. APR on approved credit from Toyota Financial Services. Cashback savings from Toyota Motor Sales USA Inc. Does not include college got a military rebate. Must be part of the transaction. No cash payment will be made to consumer. Varies by region. See dealer for details. Offers end September 30th.
Visit Toyota of Santa Fe, Larry H. Miller Toyota Albuquerque, or Larry H. Miller American Toyota. Or for more information, visit Toyota.com. Toyota.
This morning you're up early because you're at the DMV. So many people, it takes so much time. Do you have the right form? Are you in the right line? Your number E42, right after C23. This is confusing. When your morning is hell, just go to Taco Bell.
When you've had a morning, let us make you breakfast, like Taco Bell's Breakfast Crunch Wrap. Everything you love about breakfast, wrapped up and grilled to go. At participating locations during breakfast hours.
We're the top dog around here. Oh! Only the top athletes in the world can make the NFL.
He's going all the way for the touchdown.
Yeah.
Anyone can play NFL.
No calls. Last spot, 20.
The National Football League.
That's big time right there. It was good, man. I liked it. Yeah, I liked all the breaking news he threw out there.
Draft and manage your team from anywhere on your phone.
It's a game for you. I couldn't see him on.
Did you tweet all this
on
stuff?
the ProView though?
Let's go! It's not too late to play. Sign up for free at NFL.com.
Here we go.
/fantasy.
Catch the Sports Bar with Michael Carlisle and Mike Trujillo. Local talk today at 3, 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
All right, a lot of breaking news this morning here on the show. We'll recap it all for you in a moment, but wherever you go, there's potential danger. Places like churches, theaters, events, we're reminded all the time, need to provide security for people who attend. International Protective Service is a security company providing security officers trained to handle dangerous situations. They're also the company I trust to watch my home. They need more help. Right now, IPS is looking for off-duty or retired law enforcement officers to fill the gaps. They got immediate openings, and depending on experience, are starting new hires at $25 an hour. If you have experience and training, your community needs you. Call them at 897-2420 or go to ipsglobal.com. If you got that experience, you can play a role in making New Mexico safe and giving people peace of mind. Call IPS, 897-2420 or go to ipsglobal.com. All right, local breaking news. Bob Davie was with us. We're at Dreamstyle Stadium today, JJ and I, along with Alden. And Bob Davie spent a couple of segments with us. Two pieces of breaking news in the immediate. He will not coach from the sidelines this weekend. Saga Tuatele will be the head coach this week. Bob said he plans on being the head coach next week, making the trip to Lynchburg, Virginia, and coaching the Lobos from the sideline, or at least coaching, well, I would assume from the sideline, against Liberty next week. And Tavaka Tuioti is the starting quarterback this week. And it sounds like moving forward. It sounds like this musical quarterback thing is over. I asked Bob before the opener, right? Are you going to use kind of the way the schedule plays out, go through the Notre Dame game as an extended camp because of the Tavaka situation? He said exactly. And it sounds like they've got a starting quarterback now.
Yeah, especially with all the issues. Bob wanted Tavaka to be the starting quarterback at the start of the season.
Yeah.
When you listen to him talk throughout camp, and when he discussed the quarterback situation, he'd always be going back to Tavaka. But unfortunately, the family situation at Tavaka has gone through.
Which, by the way, we learned more this morning.
Blows me away that he had his other grandfather pass away. But
I believe it was the maternal grandfather that was going through camp, and then Bob said his paternal grandfather, his other grandfather, died on Friday. So Tavaka has lost both of his grandfathers within the span of about 3 to 4 weeks, and he'll be going back to California early next week for another funeral.
Which is it's incredibly unfortunate, and so you just got to everything that Tavaka's gone through, the range of emotions, and then to prepare to be a starting Division I quarterback with that pressure on you going into the New Mexico State game. But he's going to be the guy, and that's as we saw this play out, just kind of the roller coaster. When we got to this point, that's what I expected, is Tavaka to start this game, to be the starting quarterback. Sharon he's got to get better at decision-making. I get the first interception was deflected, but there's a track record. Now you go back to the end of last season, and then even just outside of those interceptions, he completed 4 passes against Notre Dame. And then Hughes, unfortunately, his shoulder injury has taken him out of the race. So it's a Tavaka Tuioti show, at least this weekend, and we'll see if they can have some consistency at that position for at least a month. Who knows?
All right, the other breaking news this morning was on a national level, and that was the New York Giants announcing that they will start Daniel Jones at quarterback this week instead of Eli Manning. And Lenny sent me a text. So with that being the case, it'll be the first Sunday since 2004, he said, that none of these will be a starting quarterback. Drew Brees, Ben Roethlisberger, Eli Manning. First weekend, they'll all be out.
Wow.
That's kind of crazy.
And it looks like, too, I'm seeing some reports, Cam Newton re-aggravated his foot injury, so he is questionable heading into the weekend.
Yeah, I just...
Wow, that's a lot of quarterbacks.
That's a lot. No, it's a lot. All right, 2460610 if you want to get in. I'll read you a couple of the emails that we got, and I know it's been a really busy morning. And again, thank you to everybody out here at UNM for making this happen, to Frank Mercogliano for getting up early and allowing us in early to set up, to Eddie Nunes and Dave Williams, and to Bob Davey for making this happen. Omar says, it wasn't Charlie Pride, but I like the Dallas Cowboys tune Hoser played yesterday, Jeff. Maybe he can spin it again. Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, yeah. Next week's. We'll probably spin it quite a bit this year.
That
just
rap?
Because of the wins.
All right.
Yeah, that's our winning song, man.
Oh, no. Here we go. Pittsburgh Steelers have signed Paxton Lynch
there you go.
to their practice squad.
There, that made sense.
Game
Got to
He's
practice.
way better than Colin Kaepernick, right? That makes sense. Jason said, good morning, OD in the AM. Rivalry week is here. So what do you call a current Lobo basketball player with tournament swag?
Uh-oh.
Former Aggie.
A transfer. What's the difference between a UNM fan and a puppy? After 6 weeks, a puppy stops crying and whining. Why is the monument to mediocrity a great place to watch a game? That's what he calls the pit. No banners to block your view.
Oh, hey-oh.
And he says you can't spell New Mexico Lobos without the letters L-O-S-E. Oh, see what he did there? Yeah, it's rivalry week. Come on. Nothing? JJ's watching practice, man. He's Xing and O'ing this thing.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
He's
making notes.
Yeah, he's watching. This is from Ken. He says, maybe the most presaged statement ever on the award-winning OD show, Jeff, was the weather in Albuquerque is great except when you need it to be. How long a stretch of nice weather have we had? So guess what? Just in time for United to return home, we had to deal with that mess. And then last night, the Trumpster speech, it just started dumping when little reporterettes were setting up for their live remotes. Oh, well. Should be perfect out here on Saturday afternoon, right?
Should be great on Saturday.
Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. It should be ideal, and you've got ticket options. Ron says, let's look at the 0-2 clubs in the NFL. Are Bucks Broncos the best of this bad bunch? Ooh, say that. Are Bucks Broncos the best of the bad bunch? Which coach gets canned first? Miami, the Jets, the Steelers, the Bengals, the Jags, the Broncos, the Giants, the Skins, Carolina.
Oh, man.
I think the Jags are the best of that group. I still do, even with Gardner Minshew. Who's the best 0-2 team? Steelers, Broncos, Jags.
I'd actually go the Broncos.
Okay.
And then Jacksonville.
There you go.
Hey, little Bronco love.
There
Nice.
you go, a little Bronco love. See what
He's coming around. Coming around, folks.
What we expected them to be, 7-9.
They are what we thought they were. And Bad Street says Lancer is the OD answer, Jeff. The OD from his place fishing and drinking beer. Either that clinches another award or is a total historic train wreck. We don't do this for the awards, JJ.
Oh, no.
We do this for the people. We do this to get you information,
Right.
to get you stuff that you get nowhere else, like a
Love of the
conversation with
radio.
Bob Davey. And I thought Bob was candid today. I thought he was sincere, insightful, and while he didn't tell you the details, and who cares?
Very relaxed with you
Well,
guys.
it was
Yes,
good to
he
see him.
was.
I didn't have the opportunity to be out here last Tuesday
Yeah.
at the luncheon, so that was the first time I've been able to see him, interact with him in person since the incident. And like you said, he looked good, high spirits, and this is tough, man. This is a job that, like you said, you're always on edge. People are always coming at you. So what moments, what do you need to reignite that fire to keep you going? And I think he definitely got some new perspective on that.
I absolutely thought of him on Saturday. Thought of what's it as he's just pacing his living room. And he told us he was, Clay, his son, Clay Davey, who's a coach on the staff, and Joe Daly, the offensive coordinator, both had their phones on during the game, and he was texting back and forth. So he was in on how long are we going to keep Sharon in there? When are we getting Tavaki in? So he was, like he said.
He has that contact, and you're going to get that from coaches. Now, I do appreciate his sentiment where he doesn't want to be a distraction because the team that they're going to face where he potentially has his return.
That would have been it.
Has a distraction as a head coach.
And the other thing is if there's another episode, that's a distraction, and he doesn't want to do that. Our thanks to Bob Davey and Doug Martin. Both the Lobo and the Aggie coach were with us on this award-winning radio program this morning, as was Dave Williams, the Deputy Athletic Director here at the University of New Mexico. Special thanks to Frank Mercogliano at the University of New Mexico. Alden and Josh, man, great job
guys.
getting us set up and on the ProView networks as we're back in the studio again tomorrow. Josue, thank you. I know it's not easy when we're both on the road and it's extra work for you, but great job back there today.
You got it, man.
Jim Rome Show is next. Dan Patrick's after that. The Sports Bar this afternoon at 3. What day is Lobo Talk? Tomorrow?
Tomorrow.
You get Lobo Talk.
20.
All right. You want to come back and do it tomorrow? You want to go back downtown?
Let's do it. We'll see you downtown.
All right. We'll be back in studio tomorrow at 7 a.m. with more award-winning radio for you. Until then, enjoy the day.
10.
Be kind, loving, caring, and sharing. See you tomorrow.
Hey, it's Michael Carlisle.
And Mike Trujillo.
We are the Sports Bar. We're Albuquerque's #1 afternoon sports talk show.
Talk sports with us every afternoon, Monday through Friday.
Listen to the Sports.
Much more beneficial than I thought it might. It was certainly worth being here, dude. Yeah.